My chat is still not working currently, and I was trying to see if I could fix it. Unfortunately, I'm not sure what I've done to break it. I'm pretty sure if I do this, nothing's going to happen. Oh, never mind. Maybe it fixed itself. Okay. Hi, good morning, Jay. Hello, hello, hello. I did change the font recently. It usually, so the reason I didn't think it was working is because when I start, it usually has the bot post something first. And it didn't do that today, so I was like, oh, it's still not working. Hello, we are going to finish Ill's story today. That is my main goal. I have this set to prior. We're gonna do a small change. I had this on a different font style. Sympathy's Kiss pre-orders are now open on Ideal Factory today. That is exciting. I already have mine pre-ordered and paid off, only because... So here's a plot twist, right? Only because I keep saying I don't need extra things. But I was writing the script, so my review's actually almost done for Virtue Evermore. I have 6 pages written of like what I'm going to cover, and I just got to go over the guys and the routes, their individual routes, which sounds like a lot. It might be more than I think it is, but I kept going to like get resources and things like that for my post. And when I did that, I saw all this cute merch, and I'm like, oh, I want that. I want this keychain. I don't need this keychain, but I want it. So that's been me. Alright, but yeah, almost had that done. Sympathy's Kiss, I almost have completely paid off, so I'm pretty good on mine. Mine is just gonna be the standard version of the game. And then I also have the Cupid Parasite fan disc pre-ordered right now. I'm hoping they'll announce that the Virtue Evermore fan disc gets ported this year, since it came out last year in Japan, and the year prior was when Virtue Evermore actually released in Japan, so my fingers are crossed for that. I can't pre-order Tengoku Struggle though, so that's my one disappointment right now. Do one more test and see how this looks, because I don't know if it actually saved. Okay. It looks more legible. I'll mess with it later. I was just scared that it wasn't even gonna work today, so. We are on the final chapter. Yeah, Ill's final chapter. We'll also have his little epilogue afterwards. We officially got his memory back. I messed something up. I might have. I was playing, well, okay. I wasn't playing Pal World yesterday. I was going to play Pal World yesterday, so I ended my stream early because my friend said he'd play with me. And then I was trying to play Pal World on the Xbox, and he's playing on Steam, and it wouldn't let me. So I found out if I want to play with all my friends, they're all playing on Steam, I have to download the Steam version, but I have Xbox Game Pass. Like, it's expensive. I want to use it. So if I play by myself, I can play Pal World, or I have to do that, so. I haven't decided yet. It's $30. It's currently like 10% off, but it's still $30. Elgato, you were fine. You've been on for 10 minutes. Are you for real right now? Are you just being a dramatic little baby? You were fine. Hang on. Games add up. I just bought Power Wash Sim, right? Yeah, that's another reason too, is do I want to pay $30 on that? I just paid off my Sympathy's Kiss. I'm going to be putting money now towards the Cupid. Cupid's not out until April, I think, but it's one of those things, like, it's because it's for leisure, really. Like, I do this for fun. I like to play these games for fun. You are being so dramatic right now, Elgato. I'm gonna turn you off, and you're gonna be embarrassed. I always leave it on for 10 minutes before I start my stream, so it's like, what? And then also, I know I mentioned it yesterday, I'll keep mentioning it until it's gone, but I have a fever blister that popped. That's what the little bump is on my lip right now. You're being so rude to me, Elgato. It's acting like it wants to load. Honestly, I keep saying I'm gonna steal the other Elgato because we have 2 in our house. might just have to do that soon. We'll see how it goes. And then Tengoku, I'm really excited for Tengoku because the art for Tengoku looks amazing. Like, I'm really excited about the art for that one. Sympathy's Kiss, I feel like whoever created all the characters in that one really appreciates K-dramas because, like, they look so much like K actors and stuff. And K-pop singers. So Sympathy's Kiss I'm pretty excited about. That one's gonna be March. I need to play Olympia Soiree. That's the same artist. Well, let's see. We have this game, which we're almost done with. Then we're going to be playing Cupid Parasite in February. We got Sympathy's Kiss for March. I could probably make Olympia Soiree the April game, since I think nothing's coming out in April, so I'll need something else to play. And I think that was on our list when we were doing the which one should I play. Elgato, you are not being friendly today. I'm not restarting my computer. I restarted my computer 3 times yesterday. It kept kicking me offline yesterday, which was really weird. Because, oh yeah, I just remembered. It was the guy with the skull, the one that hugs the skull. I thought he was so cute. All right, we're gonna do 2 things. One, we're gonna unplug the HDMI from my Switch and see if that does anything. I doubt it will, but it might. We're going to turn off the Elgato. I love you, but I also hate how the OLED's back opens up. All right, we're gonna turn that off entirely. I don't think I need to restart. We can just chat in the meantime, though. What game are you looking forward to besides Sympathy Kiss this year? I think you were also looking forward to Tengoku, weren't you? Just start looking up stuff. But yeah, also something else on Yomi's Twitter. She's the one who does the art for Virtue Evermore. She was sharing some sketches. Not sketches. They were not sketches. That is so rude. She was sharing some arts that she had done, and she had did one of Nadia, and it's so pretty. So she did like a couple of them where they're like in a jewelry box, it looks like, and there's like a piece of jewelry hanging down. And so she did one of Nadia. She did the hot Sheen Cirrus, so she did the main MC as well. And they were so pretty. Am I gonna plug these in wrong? Because that'd be funny. Oh dear, am I gonna plug these in backwards? I unplugged them all and moved them so far away from each other. Finishing up the villainous pirate game. What's really funny is I just keep seeing jokes about the villainous pirate game, where they're like, when you want to be when you're not being reborn as a villainous pirate, even though you want to be, like, it's just like, I really want to play that one too. I have so many on my log right now. I'm also very curious because my friend says, so a long time ago, in December, you might remember, that's been a couple months, I had a friend tell me he was waiting to figure out what game it was he had played on stream that he thought I would like because it's kind of like an Otomi style game. And he thought it'd be hilarious for me to play. So that game is pretty short, but there are 6 routes. Ooh. I'd still play it. Did I accidentally hit a button on this? That sounds like me. Did I hit a button? That's okay. I can just reload my save if I have to. But he says he figured it out. So I might have a random game to play. It sounded hilarious though. I know there's also an anime for the pirate, the villainous game, so that's another reason why I want to watch it. I want to watch the anime. If you crash again, I'm going to be mad at you. Elgato. What was the game you found? He won't tell me the name. I have to wait for him to get the game and give it to me for me to find out. But the way he described it was he said it's like it tricks you. You think it's a story about like a dating sim but with girls, and then you find out that all the girls are actually guys, and this is not paradigm paradox. He says like they're like muscular men. that have been transformed into girls, is how he described it to me. He could be lying. He could be totally wrong. He could be way off base. I tried Googling it and trying to find what it was when he said it, but that's how he described it to me. So I'm still very curious what it is. But he said he just figured it out. Elgato, my dude, what is wrong with you today? I have used you so many times today. I was so ready. Check for updates, I guess? No, you are up to date. Thank you. Is my dock not up to date? What's happening? USB device not recognized. The last USB device you connected to your computer malfunctioned. I'm curious too, because he's making it sound like he's ordering it, so I'm not sure if it's like an actual Switch game or not. Let me be RB. I'm gonna go find the other Elgato and just swap it. I believe it's the same exact Elgato, so give me just 1 second. But yeah, I'm really curious to see how it is, what it is, because he made it sound like it was hilarious. He said he played it because, the people on his stream sent it to him as a gift, and he was very confused because when he started playing it, he's like, "This is a weird game. What's happening?" And then the twist happened, and then he realized they sent it to him as a joke. So give me 1 second, though, I'll be right back. Okay, I have plugged in a different Elgato. But I don't hear any sound. What's Oh, I'm on the desktop. I scared myself. I scared myself. Oh my god. Anyways, oh yeah, you can see I put Virtue in yesterday just so I could get scroll through the story. I had a whole system yesterday. I've also ruined my hair because I totally forgot I had parted my bangs earlier. Oh well, we worked really hard. I just saw a smudge on my glasses. But yeah, I'm very curious what it is. I keep asking him about it. But hopefully it'll appear soon. Then I can play that. I don't know how long it is. I don't know if it's like just a spoof short story or whatever. But he said he thought he figured out the name finally, so. Alrighty, yeah, so yeah, Villainous. I want to play that. That is on my list of games I want to buy. I do have Olympia Soiree. So this I could definitely play in April if there's nothing else going on. And then May we could start. Oh, actually, no, wait. April. Cupid Parasite's in April, isn't it? Google Cupid Parasite. Cupid. Sweet and spicy. What's the website say? I know something was April, but it might be the end of April. So if it's the end of April, start of May, then it'd be fine. And Goku is April. Oh, I see. When is Tengoku? The thing is, I haven't even pre-ordered Tengoku. But does it have a date? Does Amazon have a date? This is April. Ah, well, that's not right. Their actual website says April. My sister answered the question for me. Yeah, so if that's the end of April, then I could do it. We'll see. It doesn't have a date on my computer. It just says April. Which, again, Sympathy Kiss technically comes out in February, but it's like February 27th, so it's technically March. Anywhoosies, that took way longer than I thought it would. Anyways, welcome to the stream. We're back. We just got Eel's memories back. We learned why Eel wanted to know what love was. Honestly, I was a little surprised because for a little bit there, it felt like the angel that is his friend wanted him, was in love with him and was mad that he wouldn't be his friend anymore. So the history of Kelm begins in antiquity, far over 10,000 years ago. Originally, Kelm dwelled those with beautiful voices and pure energies such as sirens and Pegasus. It's not a monster. First off, a monster from Greek mythology that charmed people with its singing. In this game, it refers to a species of spirit beast that inhabited Kelm. I feel like that's not giving them enough credit. A horse with the wings appearing in Greek mythology. In this game, it is a species of spirit beast that inhabited Kelm. Known as spirit beasts, these divine creatures existed alongside countless other things in nature. What brought a change was due to certain circumstances. Humanity arrived from a distant realm. Is this Noah's Ark? With them, they brought science and technology to this world from their previous one. The spirit beasts were friendly towards the humans and fused their powers with that technology. This is the weirdest premise I've ever read. In the short span of a little over a decade, Kelm had been developed into a world of both divinity and science. However, when Kelm reached the pinnacle of prosperity, the arrogant person in power at the time and fools obsessed with technological development launched a certain development project. To make the world more perfect, more absolute. This game has got me. This game has got me good. To maintain prosperity in perpetuity, they attempted to construct a control system. Also very interesting. A project to build an autonomous AI god. They were wildly successful at the hands of the superb engineers. I was created along with this tower to protect that perpetuity. Perpetuity, thank you. To protect that perpetuity, I was given management rights on every mechanism existing on Kelm. I followed their settings and concluded.
不変を維持せよというのならば
If the goal was to maintain perpetuity,
常に変動する感情を有する人間こそが
with their consistently shifting emotions, human
その不
themselves
変を崩す最大の害悪ではないか
pose the greatest threat to perpetuity. Oh man, humans hinder their own success. Thanks, God. However, they, in terms of biology, it was true that they possess superb functionality. In that case, I simply had to create upgraded humans with proclivities to exchange or excess removed. Is this the island of Dr. Moreau? What is happening, considering that as a result?
死後冷凍保存されていた最も優れた頭脳を有する人間の肉体と
From post-mortem cryo storage, I took the flesh of a human, which sounds lovely, with the most superb brain,
最高位の霊獣たちの遺伝子
the genetic
これら
code
最上の素材を用いて
of top-tier spirit beast and produced the ultimate being. This is the island of Dr. Moreau, except it's a robot instead of an actual doctor.
天使
The angel.
魂を封じあらゆる無駄を削ぎ落とした
I sealed away their soul, shaving off all waste and excess.
最高傑作にして究極の完成品たる生体端末を作成することに成功した
As my greatest masterpiece, the ultimate finished product, I created a living computer terminal. Robots over here making people in some alternate universe. Oh my god. They also download their minds, so like I already was calling them robots. This is wild. A living computer. You made a living computer. And he looks like a dragonfly.
私ということですね。
That was the first individual, in other words, me. Once God tells the story up to creating angels, ill interprets. Wait, then angels were originally humans, which means we can date. We
はい。たださすがにそのことについては私も再接続されるまで知りませんでした。
Yes, although even I didn't know that until I was reconnected.
知らぬのも無理はない
Of course you wouldn't know that.
お前の調整と運用は天使の本格生産が始まった約数千年前に
Your
ようやく開
tuning
始されたのだから
and altization was only commenced several thousand years ago, just a few thousand years ago, guy, after fully production of angels began. Seeing Il go silent, God resumes playback of the past. God's like, that's my turn. Oh my god. After succeeding in the creation of angels, I utilized my authority over the mechanism to eradicate all life forms to use as energy. I also prepared a specialized environment for their upgrade, the angels. The fully controlled variable of this world is what I decided shall remain in perpetuity, setting which I have defended ever since. That peace and stability are now threatened. Apostle of judgment, just one, sorry. Since the moment you had fallen and become hidden from the heavenly world on a massive scale, wormholes with unclear destinations have formed. Many angels have dragged in, including the apostles, and all of their life signals have vanished.
すなわち炉へ霊力を循環させる材料が大きく数を減らしてしまった。
In other words, the materials circulating spirit energy into the furnace have greatly diminished. That's why I need you to eradicate all them fallen angels over there. At this rate of reduction in angel numbers, the stability of heaven will surely collapse. Then what should I do to deal with it? The answer is clear.
天使の素材となった人間、
Humans formed the materials of heaven.
それを人間界から多量に回収して新たな天使を再生産すればよい。
He's got a perfect plan. Thus, I must simply collect large numbers from the human world to create new angels.
そう、我々を脅かしているものと同一の現象、
Using the same phenomenon that threatens us by utilizing wormholes. This is... You ever just like sit there and you're like, you're insane, but this is a robot, so you can't say that. He's just working in numbers. Like, he's just like, this is the best course of action. I murdered everyone that lived on this world because they were in the way. Oh my god. We finally learned God's true intention. God, too, a mechanical god built through the fusion of divinity and science, possessing the ultimate artificial intelligence in accordance with its settings. At its time of creation, it eliminated all factors that bring change to Kelm.
人工的に人間界へのホールを開き、そこから人間たちを霊力炉に吸収、天使の材料とする。
To artificially open wormholes to Earth and absorb those humans into the spirit furnace as materials for angels.
それこそが救済、我が天界の安寧の礎である。
This is salvation. This is salvation even in, honestly, this would be salvation in Virtue Evermore. They would totally consider this salvation in that twisted game I've just been recently diving back into. The cornerstone of peace in heaven. This is like something I'd heard from a movie trailer with no feelings or reality, but as though affirming this isn't a lie, the beautiful yet cold-looking spirit furnace shines above our heads. Absorb humans into where? Like, what happens to dead angels? It was a sickening thought. I'd sent an icy chill down my back.
本来、その計画に利用するのはあくまで一部の人間だけであった。
Originally, the plan was to utilize only a small amount of humans for this.
過去形ということは、その方針が変わったと？
It sounds like a conversation you'd have at a bus stop. Oh my god. I mean, I've had some bad ones, so I could see it. Oh my gosh. Also, that font is terrible looking. I need to fix that. I can see it. That is fair. I can see it. How about this? This is bolder. Let's try that. Save. See how it looks on the next text. All right. Are you saying to change the plan?
皇帝、その理由は
It looks the
他
same.
な
What the
ら
heck?
ぬお前である。断罪の使徒。
Save here. Someday we'll just have a stream where I'm like, we're gonna play with font, and that's all we're gonna do. Alright, the reason lies in none other than you, Apostle Judgment. This is all thanks to you.
カエルムの始まりの個体。我が一部である半身にして最高傑作。
The first individual of Kelm, my greatest masterpiece, a demigod and part of me.
そのはずであったお前は一人の人間、その娘が与えた害により完全に
Or
落ち
so I believed until a single human, that girl's evil influence, caused you to fall completely. Huh? Huh? As though casting a sentence upon
よっ
us.
て人間が天使並びに 展開へ及ぼす悪影響を事前に防ぐべく、
Therefore, in order to primitive defend against such evil human influence on angels in
そ
heaven,
の一切を残さず、全人類を天使として救済することをここに宣言する。
with no exceptions, I hereby declare that all of humanity will receive salvation and become angels. Ah, we're gonna be saved. The oracle of God echoes out. Albeit with some confusion, I object to God's confidence declaration. I object. Excuse me. No. No freaking way. That's not salvation, my guy.
ええ、認められるはずがありません。
Yes, of course we couldn't agree to that.
神よ、申し訳ありませんが、その身をこの場にて破壊させていただきます。
He made you. There's a chance he has like an override switch on you. I'd be very careful with what you say in front of him. I'm not saying I'm for him. I'm just saying maybe quiet. Oh God, I apologize, but I'll be destroying you here and now. I'll immediately take a stance and fires a flurry of light arrows at God. However, right before they reach the body of God, they vanish as though melting away.
弾かれ、いや、吸収された。
They were deflected. No, absorbed?
皇帝、
Affirmative.
生産者たる私に対し、お前たち天使の攻撃など、霊力の還元に過ぎぬと知れ。
Know that against your creator, me, attacks cast by angels simply return to the furnace as energy.
そんな。
You're kidding. Why would he joke to you? He doesn't sound like he's joking.
加え、それだけではないぞ。
Additionally, there are no more. Oh, there is more. Sorry. As though taking advantage of Il's shock, the voice of God rings out and Il suddenly collapses and falls to his knees. Il? Wondering what happened so suddenly, I look over his body and see on Il's arms, legs, wings, and neck, all over his body, in every place there are threads of light. I've seen this before. Yeah, in Winter's Wish, except they were black there. A technique used by God to restrain the body of angels despite having their connection severed. It is even effective on angels fallen angels at close range. As God only sees angels as puppets, they look much like the strings used to manipulate a puppet. The threads have forcibly sewn him to the ground. I instinctively put out my hand and try to pull the threads off. What is this? I can't grab them? I know for sure that Il's body is tangled in those threads, but my fingers cannot grasp them. Just like the threads in Winter's Wish. Wow.
打点という
It's all makes
かり
sense
そめの
now.
自由に思い上がったか。神たる私に逆らうとは愚かなり。
It seems that your fall has made you soft. Trivial freedoms result in hubris. Opposing God is the height of foolishness. Il grabs at the threads around his neck, trying to somehow get them off. But the more he struggles, the tighter the threads entangle him.
本来ならば、お前も計画に参加させ、成功率をより高めたかったが、
Originally, I intended for you to join the plan and raise the chances of success.
ソリトゥスの意識から先ほどの光景は見ていた。何度フォーマットしても、その度に落ちるというのならば、
However, I saw the earlier spectacle through Solitus's consciousness. If you will fall regardless of multiple
や
resets,
はり我が身へ帰れ、断罪の使徒。
shall return unto me a apostle of judgment. Oh, is he vanishing? The moment an unsettling sound reverberated, Il's form turns transparent. He was disintegrating into particles of life. Il? I did not picture this. I promptly extended a hand to him, but I already can't grasp his body. Not only that, but it seems his consciousness is already starting to grow hazy. Eel, snap out of it.
断罪の使徒よ。長きにわたる務め、ご苦労。お前は実に優秀な駒であった。
Apostle of Judgment, I thank you for your long service. You were a truly superior piece. Girl, do something. His use is done. The tone that plays feels like a broken puppet being thrown away. Wait. A desperate shout mixes in. Flying out of the tower at full force, the one to land and kneel between God and Eel is, it's the boy, it's that guy.
お待ちよ。どうかご再考ください。
Oh God, please wait, I beseech you to reconsider. Told you, Solitus is in love with him. What? In front of a surprised me and Eel, Solitus desperately bows his head to
ソ
God.
リトゥス、なぜ静止する？
Solitus, why do you stop me?
断罪の使徒は二度と再生産できぬ個体ゆえに。
The Apostle of Judgment is an individual that could never be recreated.
人間の救済が成功したとしても。
Even after absorbing humans, after the completion of salvation.
我らを脅かすあの未知のホールが発生する可能性は未だ健在。
The full threat posed to us by these unknown wormholes have yet to be seen.
その先にある脅威が見えぬ今、対抗し得る最大戦力を返すことは。
With such unseen threats ahead, losing our greatest combat asset against them would be... Perhaps out of respect to Solitus's objection, God goes silent and Eel's body stops from disintegrating momentarily.
ソリトゥス、あなたは。
Solitus, you...
黙れ。これ以上神のお心に信託に抗うな。
Silence. Do not oppose God's will, his oracle any further.
でなければお前の身が。
If not, your body will. Solitus, that sounds like someone who cares.
だったら抗えるようにしてやるまでよ。
Then we just have to make it so we can't oppose it. Ooh. Got some fallen angels up in here.
これは
This is...
おのれ、またしてもあのジャミングか。
You're using that jamming yet again? Ash-colored light sprays out, and the moment a short out noise... No, I'm right. And the moment a short out noise sounds from God and Solitus. Short out. Ah, I see. Eel forms returns to normal. The light restraining Eel also vanishes and he stands up right away.
ジョーさん、無事か？
You okay, young lady? Aw, Epilogue, thank you. Epilogue? You didn't jump into the laboratory wormhole?
俺一人でのこのこ逃げられるかよ。乗りかかった船は最後まで付き合うって決めてんだ。
I don't know if that's the right quote, but I appreciate it. I can't run away from this all alone. Once you get on a boat, you've got to stay on until the very end. Despite being covered in cold sweat, he makes a bold smile and immediately faces to Eel.
さすがに神そのものの機能停止なんざうまい話があるとは思っちゃいねえが、それでも時間稼ぎくらいにはなるはずだ。
Doubt it would be able to easily stop God's functions completely, but it'll at least buy some time.
つうわけで断罪のじゃねえ。いる。あとは自力で逃げ切れるな。
Anyways, Judgment, I mean Eel, you can escape on your own, right?
はい。
Yes.
今、我々の拠点、アンシャンテの座標をあなたの持つロザリオに送りました。
Just now, our stronghold, I sent the coordinates to Enchante to your rosaries.
例のホールから人間界へ移動後、それを頼りに我々との合流を。
After going to the human world, using that wormhole, use that to rendezvous with us.
おう、器用なことすんじゃねえか。
You're pretty handy with stuff like this. Yeah, he's great with computers. He practically is one. Probably to go escape through the wormhole in the laboratory, Epilogue flies back down into the tower.
一気に加速します。しっかり捕まっていてください。
We'll be going full speed. Please hold on tight. Okay.
待て行くな断罪の使徒
Wait, don't do it, apostle of judgment. Aw, man. You need to call him by his name. Solidus propped himself up with his spear and tries to approach us. But Il carries me, spreads his wings wide, and soars quickly into the sky. We're gonna destroy that thing up there? As though trying to gain distance from him, we accelerate and accelerate and accelerate. Like drilling a hole straight to a wrecked ship with the gate. Then we leap into the gate, standing there in the dark space. Oh god, we've turned upside down.
さすがに勢いをつけすぎましたね。
Perhaps that was a bit too aggressive. He sounds pained, and when I raise my head, Il collapses onto his back. It seems he was shielding me completely with his arms. They are not that big. Are you okay?
はい、どうにか。
Yes, somewhat. Still upside down, Il looks at his surroundings. Apparently everyone has returned first and their eyes meet. Il stands, blinking his eyes, and stands up with still supporting me, while still supporting
お
me.
や、何やら皆の顔を見るのが久しいような、そうでないような。
What is this? I feel as though it's been a while since I saw all of you, yet at the same time not so long.
それに皆揃って妙な表情ですが、何かあったのですか？
And you all have such strange expressions. Did something happen?
何かもクソもあるかこのバカ野郎
Something's an understatement, you freak.
あ、痛いです。
Ah, that hurts.
なぜ皆一斉に。今日は何も騒動を起こしましたが、店に被害は与えていませんよ。
Why are you all doing this at once? I caused no disturbance today. Well, I did, but nothing to cause harm to the shop. That's when he starts reminding me of the guy from home. With Ignis's roar as a signal, everyone starts rubbing Il, lightly poking at him and more, all while mobbing him. With, of course, all smiles, so it's fine that it's abuse. After watching this sight for a while, quiet footsteps approach. With everyone noticing this, they all get away from Il, as though handing him
お
over.
かえり。いる。
Welcome home, Il.
はい。ただいま戻りました。
Yes, I've returned. After his appearance, Mystier makes a gentle smile like being happy that family has returned. We ruined that boy. Together, as a family. After the lively welcome for Il, with his regained emotion settles down.
やられた
I've been had!
己女子くんいや天使めよくも人を利用してくれたな
Curse you, assistant! No, angel! How dare you use me like that? Kaido visited the shop after quite some time and started banging his small palms on the table, clearly expressing anger at those not
く
present.
そ個人的に使える助手が欲しいなって上に内緒で募集かけたら
Damn it, I wanted an assistant for personal use and started recruiting in secret from the higher ups.
レアな天使が面接に来てこれラッキーあわよくばサンプルもらおっと
Rare angel. Oh man, I did that. A rare angel came for an interview, so I thought, lucky! Maybe I can even take a sample.
って思って雇ったのに最近は給料も上げてあげたのに
I hired him! I even gave him a pay raise recently.
おい、もしかしなくても、あんたが諸悪の根源なんじゃ。
Hadia, that sounds like you're the root of the problem.
リンド、悪いことは言わねえ。こいつはクビにしとけ。
Rinda, we won't blame you. Just fire him.
やめて僕から研究という生きがいを奪わないでというか、悪気はなかったんだよ
Stop that. Don't take away my research, my reason to live. I didn't have bad intentions.
女子くんがイルくんの知り合いなのはもちろん察してたけどさ
Of course I could somewhat tell that my assistant knew ill.
けど、そんなものすごい因縁があるとは思わないじゃないか。
But I never thought they could have such a ridiculous history. Aw, poor guy. As Mikado laments, according to him, apparently he didn't even know that angels are emotionless. Having regained his emotions, Il is somewhat sympathetic of him.
まあ、一方的に彼を責めることもないかと。
Well, we probably shouldn't blame only him.
GPM に潜伏せずとも、ソリティスならば私を追い詰める策をいくらでも用意できたでしょうし。
Even without infiltrating GPM, Solitus could have easily came up with a plan to run me down.
お前がそういうのであれば、我らもこれ以上の追求は済まい。
If you say so, we won't press any further.
それよりミカド、反省してるならもっとしっかりイルを見てよね。
More importantly, Mikado, if you're really regretful, take Il's medical exam more seriously.
わかったよ。イル君、じっとしていてくれたまえよ。
I know that. Il, please hold still.
はあ。
Yes. Mikado stands on tiptoes and peers into Il's eyes as he sits next to us using a pen light. After saying, while observing both eyes, he puts the light back in his pocket.
うん。変に操作されているような奇妙なブレや動きもないし。
Yeah, there's no sign of strange manipulations or abnormal blurs and movements.
先ほど行った精神鑑定も、まあ、ちょっとボケた回答はあったけど、問題はないと判断できる。
Same goes for the earlier oh my gosh, psychiatric examination. I don't know why I was trying to say physical so hard. Well, there were some airheaded responses, but I can determine that there are no problems. Then...
断言するよ。その神とやらからは完全に解放されているね。
Yes, I can declare that he's been totally freed from this god thing you spoke of. Alright, that's great, Il.
はい。これも皆とマスターのおかげですね。ありがとうございます。
But God still plans on taking over our world, right? Like, that didn't change, did it? I don't think it did. God, I just really spread my screens. Everything doesn't make sense again. Okay, right there. That works, sort of. Alright. This is because of everyone in Yulia. Thank you very much. Aww.
そりゃめでてんだろうけどよ。
That's great and all, but as Il smiles, Ignis gives him a straight look.
なあ、お前も例の乙女ゲームの真似事はやめたんだよな。
Are you sure you stopped copying that Atomi game?
ええ、自我が目覚めた今、その必要はありませんから。
Yes, now that my own will has awoken, there's no need for that. Really?
あ、俺もイグニスの言いたいことわかる。それにしてはなんか。
I get what Ignis is trying to say. It's kind of, you know.
おい、いる。試しにちょい表情をキリッとさせてみろ。
Alright, Il. To test, try making a smug expression.
ダメだ、5秒も持たねえ。こいつ本当にちゃんと人格を手に入れたのか？
Nope, couldn't even last 5 seconds. Did this guy really gain his own personality?
あまり雰囲気が変わっていないな。
His air hasn't changed much, has it? Oh, now that you mention it, I wonder why.
いや、それはそうだろうね。
I can see where you're coming from.
僕も話を聞いて、例の乙女ゲームに登場するイルファドでリエとやらについて調べてみたけどね。
When I heard of the story, I looked into this Il Fado de Rio, who appears in that Atomi game, which is the personality that Il stole. He stole the entire personality, by the way.
ほら、公式サイトに掲載されている彼の紹介文をよく読んでみ
Here,
たま
take
え
a
よ。
careful read over his introduction on the official website. After saying this, Mikado shows us a large tablet screen. A sheltered noble who was brought up overprotected, a recluse of sorts. Ah, that reminds me, his background was something like that. Wait, don't tell me.
聞けばここでもそれと似たような環境で生活していたんだろう。
I also heard he lived a rather similar life in this environment.
ならば、新たに生まれた素の人格も似たようなものになって当然だね。
In that case, it would only be natural for his newly born personality to be similar.
まあせいぜいほんのちょっぴりしっかりした程度の変化なんじゃないかな。
Although I suppose he takes things a tad bit more seriously. That'd be the extent of his change, no? During his During his explanation, everyone grows a little weak and Ignis has changed the subject.
つーか、お前が半身ってなんだよ。似合わねえな。
Wait, so you're a demigod? You're the most useless man on the planet.
そもそも神って機械なんだろ？なんだお前、ロボなのか？
Isn't God a machine anyways? Does that make you a robot? That's what I've been saying. Bill shakes his head at the
私
question.
は本来彼に搭載される予定の戦闘用プログラムを譲渡され生まれた個体なのです。
I was simply given a combat protocol. He designed me for this purpose and this purpose alone.
そのような個体は私以外には存在しませんので、故に半身とそう称されているのです。
No other such individual exists aside from me. Thus, I am a demigod in name alone.
なるほど。神が本来備えるべき機能であったものをイルが譲り受けている。
I
という
see.
ことだ。
You've been given a function that God was originally equipped with. Take it. Was that what he meant by return unto me? At our words, Il nods slowly. Where's our little fallen angel? I notice his wings are still split half black and half white. Perhaps it is because Il chose his own form, which he manifested whenever he was at Enchante. After understanding all the explanations so far,
まあとにかくいろいろと危険もあったようだけど、君も無事でよかった。
well, regardless, it sounds like things got pretty sticky, but I'm glad you're safe. F. When Rindo approaches with a gentle smile and attempts to place a hand on my shoulder.
ダメです。触らないでください。
Don't
マ
touch
スタ
her.
ーは私の
Leah is
私の
mine.
です。
Oh dear. Huh? He suddenly embraces me from the side like he's shielding me, and I let out a weird noise. When I look, Il's glaring at Rindo with a wary expression. Although it's more protective than scary. Hey, Il, Rindo didn't intend anything like...
ダメです。以前ミシェルやイグニスが言っていたのです。
No, Monsieur and Ignis told me before.
リンドウは常に女性を狙う狼だと。あの時はリンドウも魔獣なのかと思った程度でしたが、
That Rindo is a wolf always seeking women, but back then I thought Rindo was another demon beast and that was it, but...
今ならそれが大変危険な意味だと理解できます。ですから、絶対にあなたへ近づけさせません。
Now I understand just how dangerous he really is, hence why I forbid you from going near him. Okay, Il, calm down. I mean, sure, Il presses himself against me in a fawning way. He looks me straight in the eyes with his teary eyes.
感情をなくしている間、ずっと近くにいたというのに、あなたとろくに触れ合えなかったのです。
All the time I lost my emotions, I wanted to be near you, but we could barely even
です
touch.
からその分、あなたの存在をより直に近くで感じていたい。
Okay, so to make up for it, I want to feel your presence even
あ
closer.
なたのぬくもりに触れて嬉しいと思う自分の心が間違いなく本物だと確かめたいのです。
I want to feel your warmth, to feel your happiness in my heart and hold on to it forever.
ダメでしょうか。
Is that okay? I'm sure that's not his intention, but his fawning was terribly effective.
つーか、イチャつくなら二人きりの時にやれっての。
Hey, if you're gonna flirt around, do it when you're all alone.
なんていうか、空気読めないっていうか、読まないのは変わってないね。
How do I put it? It's like his inability to read the atmosphere hasn't changed at all.
というよりも、うすうす感じてはいたが、二人はやはりそのような関係に。
Or more like, while I could vaguely sense it before, it seems these two are in that kind of a relationship.
天使が恋人をね。ロマンに溢れてていいんじゃない？
An angel as a lover? Now isn't that just brimming with romance? One for you to talk, Rindo.
まあこのぐらい緩い雰囲気で話し合う方がアンシャンテらしいよね。もうそのままの体勢でいいから続けよっか。
It's just like Enchante to have conversations with such a relaxed mood. Why don't we continue? No, I'll straighten up. This topic's gotten out of hand. I somehow persuade Il to let go. Although we resume the conversation, he stuck by me closer than ever. We begin to discuss God's salvation initiative. Everyone sits in shock as I replay the memory in my head. However, maybe because everyone is used to extraordinary things happening, right away everyone believes it and starts seriously thinking of countermeasures.
イル、その神とやらはいつホールをこじ開けるつもりなのだ。
Il, when is this God intending to open the wormhole?
おそらくは3日後の正午になるでしょう。
Most likely it'll be at noon in 3 days.
計画の規模が規模ですから、天崎島に出現したホール以上の巨大なものを開こうとするはずです。
This is due to the scale of the project. They're trying to open a wormhole even larger than the one at Amasaki Island.
いえ、またよくわかんねえ腕とか出てきたりしねえだろうな。
Don't tell me those weird arm things are gonna start popping out again.
それはないかと。今回は完全にこちらへ座標を固定していますし。
I doubt it. This time the coordinates here are completely fixed.
座標って
What do you mean coordinates? Karira asked a question about the new word that popped up.
実は神が私を回収しようとしていた理由は、
To tell the truth, the reason God attempted to recover me is...
私が天界の兵器であるほか、もう一つあったのです。むしろ
Besides-
こちらが本命と言いますか。
Sorry, yo. Besides being a weapon of heaven, there's one other reason. In fact, this one is the true intention. What? Il makes an expression more complicated than ever before and begins to reveal the situation. For the Salvation Project, God researched the wormhole phenomenon. After devising magic to open them, their assembly experiments were repeated numerous times. Solitus was sent to the human world for these experiments too. However, even with technology from the heavenly world, assembling a stable wormhole to a specific other world provided to be difficult. A direct connection to the human world is required to a relay point fixed somewhere inside the heavenly world. In reality, the experiment by the heavenly world to open a wormhole at Amasaki Island failed due to the lack of a relay point, which only put stress on the realm's stability. However, that was simply the final experiment before the real event. The heavenly world already found a solution to the problem. That's right, back then Solitus found a reliable gate connecting heaven to earth. He discovered its existence at this shop along with me taking refuge and living here. The first to react to Eel's explanation was Makaido, and he hits the table.
もしかしてここのゲートがホール構築に必要な中継点になっちゃったってことかい？
Saying the gate here is going to serve as the relay point necessary to assemble the wormhole. After everyone's surprise at Makaido's shouting, we all look towards the room with the gate.
私の脳にはここのゲートを利用した記録が刻まれていますから。
Yes, my brain contains firm records of utilizing the gate here, so.
固有霊力観測座標確定接続完了
The reconnection back then, precise coordinate information was sent to God. Il says this in an apologetic way.
ごめん。ちょっと話が難しくてついてけないかも。
This conversation's too hard. I can't keep up.
とってもシンプルに言うと。
To put it in a very simple way, Mikado had a cold sweat and points straight up.
神はゲートを目印にこの真上、つまりアンシャンテの上空に救済用のホールを開くつもりなのだね。
God has set the gate as a landmark, and he intends to open the wormhole for salvation right over Enchante.
は？
What? Right over Enchante, but I live here.
つまり3日後にはここが人類ピンチの舞台になるってこと？
In other words, in 3 days, the place will be the stage of humanity's crisis.
はい。展開にとってはまさに良好だったでしょうね。
Yes, it must have been truly a godsend for heaven.
姿をくらませていた私を発見できた上、その身に救済計画に必要な全情報が詰め込まれていたわけですから。
Not only did they discover me in hiding, but I also contained all the information they required for the salvation project. As Il says this, he makes it sound like everything is his fault. He must feel responsible. It's okay, Il. Don't make a face like that.
最終的に神たちの計画を阻止すれば良い話だ。
Indeed, all we must do is stop God's project. Simple. Tell him it's daylight savings time. Thank you. As though saying this, Il returns to his usual smile.
それで阻止する方法は？
Is there a way to
救
stop
済
it?
計画のための超巨大なホール。
The supermassive wormhole for the salvation
すでに
project?
構築済みであろうそれを開かせないためには管理者である神を打つしかありません。
It's likely already assembled, and the only way to prevent its opening would be to destroy God as its administrator.
しかし、まさに神の見業というか、あまりに巨大すぎるホールを御すべく、神はその身とホールを密に紐づけているはず。
However, as a literal work of God to control the overly large wormhole, God will likely have to be linked to it directly.
故に、ただ神を打つにしても、加減せずにかのものを破壊すれば、その衝撃が開こうとしているホールを暴走させ、
Thus, even if we destroy God, doing so recklessly, the shock would likely send the wormhole out of control.
まあ、人間界を含めた周囲の世界に、とんでもない影響を与えるだろうね。
Well, all I can say is that would probably have a terrible effect on the human world and others nearby.
ええ、それこそ、人間界を含めたあらゆる異世界が、
The human world and various other worlds.
天使たちが消失したという謎の危険な世界につながってしまう可能性も。
Could even end up connected to the mysterious, dangerous world where angels were annihilated.
しかしイル、それはお前の言葉通りであるならば、加減せずの結果のようだが。
However, as you said, that would be the result of doing so
逆
recklessly.
に絶妙な加減で神を破壊すれば問題ないということになるのか。
Put that the other way around, there would be no issue if we destroyed God delicately. Is that correct?
は
Yeah.
い、その通りです。
Yes, exactly. Correct.
なるほど、なるほど。
I see.
仮に
Well, for
神の
example,
防御力を100とするならば、101の値で破壊する必要がある。
oh,
そういう
perfect.
ことだね。
In D&D terms, let's say God's defense is 100. You need to roll 101 to stop him. Something like that.
出力調整系か。俺が一番苦手なタイプだね。
Messier's the guy that's like, I'm casting fireball, and he can't do that very much. Alright, precise power control, the thing I'm worst at. After Mikaido's easy to understand example, Messier's already shows signs of giving up. However, according to Il, just hold back on power isn't quite what he's saying. The barrier protecting God was constructed from the spirit energy from the furnace, and it is extremely strong. In terms of the human world, it's much like having the energy of the sun as your ally. Defeating that would require enough spirit energy or some alternative energy to destroy the sun. It's wild. Where's our fallen angel guy? Seer can't control himself and everyone else ends up powered down when we go to Kelms, right? Then everyone focuses their gaze on Ill.
はい。実質対応できるのはカエルムを故郷とする私だけということになりますね。
Yes, the only one suitable is me. As my homeland is Kelm, that's the only answer. The only problem is God can turn your powers off. However, the requirements are difficult. Ill's face darkens as though saying this.
まず大前提として天使の攻撃は神に通じませんし。
First and most important, the attack of angels are ineffective against God.
そもそも神の間近では体の自由すらも奪われる危険性がありますから。
In fact, near God, there's even the risk of losing control over one's body. I actually saw that happen before, so my face goes just as dark as Eel's. Energy needed to destroy God. A way to make attacks affect God. A way to oppose God's control. Without these three things, Ill has no chance to defeat God. Then what can we do? Right when the conversation ends up at a total stalemate.
その件についてだが、ちょいと気になることがある。
About that matter, I have just a little idea for that. This voice is... Epilagi! Welcome back! Did you take care of everything? After meeting up with the human world, Epilagi has gone on his own way for a while and returns with a lively response.
おかげさんでな。他の打天使たちも無事 GPM とやらに保護してもらえたぜ。
Thanks to you, the other fallen angels are safely in the care of GPM.
それで入った時に聞こえた神へ抗う方法についてだが、心当たりがなくもね。
When I came and I heard you talking about a way to oppose God, I have some ideas.
俺たちが根城にしてた研究所に来てみねえか？
Could you come with me to the laboratory we used as a stronghold before?
研究所ですか？
That laboratory?
ああ。あそこは天界カエルムっつう世界、それそのものの黎明期の研究所だ。
Yeah, that. It's a laboratory from the dawn of the world we know as Heavenly World Kelm.
つまり、俺ら天使が生まれる前に人間たちが使用してた施設のはずなんだが。
In other words, it's a facility that humans used before we angels were ever created.
どうしてかそこにお前につながる記述があるんだ。
And for some reason, there are records connected to you. To Ill, you say, but...
ええ、おかしいですね。
Yes, isn't that strange?
当時はあくまで神の開発が進められていただけで、天使という概念はなかったはずですが。
Yeah, but he just said he took a human and put an angel in it, right? Pretty sure he said that. Verbatim. At the time, God was still only in development and the concept of angels didn't exist.
ま、ここで説明するよりは実際に見た方が早いだろうよ。
It'll be faster to see it than explain it to you here. Led by Epilagi, hiding the presence of Eel and I, we head to Kelm.
ここは
This is... The moment we enter the laboratory, Eel lets out a heart-threatening voice. Ah, I see. So this was the place. I also recall his memory he saw in the tower. Eel approaches the center of the room and gently falls to his knees. He closes his eyes and softly puts his hands together in prayer. That's right. In the past, Eel spent time here with the Apostle of Recollection, and it's the place where he killed them. He didn't kill them. He was not in control of his body, thus he was not the person who killed him. That's not how that works. Eel.
大丈夫です、マスター。
I'm fine, Leah.
私はただあの時返せなかった言葉を祈りによって伝えただけ。
I just wanted to tell them in prayer what I couldn't back then.
私と出会ってくれてありがとうと。
To say thank you for meeting me. I see. I'm sure those two are happy. After closing his eyes in a heart-threatening way, Eel quickly stands back up as though renewing his mood.
ですが、これであなた方が今まで無事に潜伏できていた理由が分かりました。
However, now I see why you were able to hide in safety all this
ここ
time.
は彼らが私の動きを封じた例のジャミングの術式を開発した場所です。
Here they developed the jamming magic that sealed my movement.
端末に残されたデータを使い再構築。結界や監視の目をかいくぐるのに利用していたのですね。
You reconstructed it from data left in the terminals and used it to create a barrier to hide from prying eyes, right?
ああ、それ自体を見つけたのは完全な偶然だけどな。
Yeah, although it was total coincidence that we found it.
死を司る追憶の使徒様が残したものってんなら、ジャミングの強力さにも納得だ。
Seeing how the apostles of recollection governed in knowledge, no wonder their jamming was so strong.
つっても、悪用されないためか、再構築には回数制限があったけどな。
Still, maybe to prevent its misuse, there was a limit of numbers of reconstructions. Due to that, jamming can't be used anymore, he mutters this in a dejected way. Then all the information about Kelm and the data records he talked about before also...
まあ、その二人だろうよ。
Yeah, probably from those two.
当時は関係ねえとよく見ずに放置してたが、今回のドタバタでそういやこんなもんがあったなと思い出したよ。
It had nothing to do with us before, so I ignored it, but after the recent emergency, I remembered there was something like that.
今となっちゃ随分と気になる記述だぞ。
Now, it's a pretty interesting record. For some reason, Epilogi is looking at Eel with
まあ
interest.
ともかくデータを再生するぞ。劣化してるからところどころ欠けてるかもしれないが。
Anyways, I'll play back the data. It's deteriorated a bit, so there are places where it's broken, mostly the convenient places, but let's go. Epilogi starts operating it, and the window floating in the air displays text that I can't read. This seems to be the writing of Kelm. The two of them start reading it aloud in a way for me to understand. It was a record left by a certain virtuous scientist who was involved in developing God. This is a record I leave for self-contemption. I pray a person of sound character finds it. So bright. As a child, I arrived on this world over a decade ago. Those in power and my fellow scientists are foolish. They disrespected the spirit beasts who are friendly towards us and aimed to create forbidden technology. To create an anonymous artificial intelligence for total control over this world. A project to develop God. I thought it truly ludicrous, but unfortunately I seem to possess special talents as a scientist. I was forced to participate in this development project and imprisoned in this laboratory. I cannot hold back my disgust. Maintaining equilibrium is impossible. I'm sure this God would find its human creators unnecessary and exterminate them. Despite my objections, none of my colleagues would listen. In that case, I must fight alone. I have little time. Due to the unreasonable development schedule, my body is gnawing away by illness. I'm sure my life will be exhausted by the time God is complete. Before then, I must do something. Unseen by my colleagues, I decide to prepare 2 countermeasures. The first, forgotten by people at the end of prosperity, to preserve a way to return to Earth one day, I made the existence of a door completely hidden. If the completed God or people in power realize the existence and function of door, there is no mistake that they would misuse it. To do this, I made allies of the spirit beast captured in the laboratory as test subjects, giving them a terminal with a unique concealment system. I succeeded in letting them escape. Using that system combined with the power they wield, hiding that space itself from various perception and physical contact using a special barrier succeeded. Therefore, if I die, none will know of the existence of that place. If possible before then, I'd like to escape from here, and even if blank, I'd like to return to dearly missed Earth. I also applied a genetic authentication system to only me, and that exception could discover it. And me as the exception could discover it, but the hope of that are slim. So this person is most likely the body DNA used to create Eel. The next measure is my true intention. After completion, to prepare for God's episode, a way to neutralize all commands and functions. In the end, I will implement a self-destruction failsafe to implement into the artificial intelligence in secret. I shall call it
断罪プログラム
the Judgment Project. Judgment.
ああ、お前に与えられた役割と同じだ。
The same name as your role.
本当ならこのプログラムは神が人間を害した時に発動したんだろうな。だが
Originally, this program was supposed to activate when God did harm to humans, but from there it switches to Eel's friends, a record left by the Apostles of Recollection. However, the virtuous scientist made one miscalculation. That was putting the judgment program inside of the combat protocol in order to conceal it. That's right, after his death, the completed God created the first angel as a weapon, and he transferred that part of himself into the apostle of judgment. Therefore, after parting with it, God could process doing harm to humans without self-destructing. Humans, spirit beasts, all existence that threatened perpetuity were killed and used as materials for angels. However, in exchange, while the Apostle of Judgment was the most loyal individual to God, he was also the only individual created with the function to destroy God. If he awoke to his own will and determined God to be a threat, he could use that program, turn his blade against God, and overthrow him. Tried, it didn't work. After our shock at the truth, we started talking over it to piece it together. If we could manage to activate the judgment protocol within Eel, it wouldn't be restrained by a command like before. In fact, he could neutralize the functions of God. So die.
生産者たる私に対し、お前たち天使の攻撃。
How could he could even destroy God? This is amazing. To think we found the one way to defeat that God, did we though? We were at the stalemate before, but now I see a ray of hope.
問題は他にもあるが、ひとまずの手がかりにしちゃ上出来だぜ。
There are other issues to work out, but this is a great clue for now. When me and Epilogi looked towards Eel with smiling faces,
なるほど。エピロギ、その断罪プログラムの設計を記すコードなどは拾えていますか？
see, Epilogi, did you find any code or anything showing the design of the judgment protocol?
ああ、もちろんだ。ただ、暗号化が複雑すぎて、俺にはちょいと読み解けねえな。
Yes, of course. Although the encryption is too complex, so I can't really read it.
私なら解読できるかもしれません。少し見せていただけますか？
I might be able to decipher it. May I take a look? Epilogi nods, then switches places with Eel. Eel fiddles with the device as well as the code for the judgment program. It scrolls by at high speed with hundreds of thousands of strings of symbols and letters, and after following it with his eyes,
なるほど。完全な解読には時間がかかりますが、確かにこの機能ならば、神の打倒が
it'll take some time to completely decipher it, but with these functions, I should be possible to defeat God. The moment he says this, the movement of Eel's fingers stops suddenly. With wide opened eyes, he stares intently at the window and is left speechless. Eel, what's
何
wrong?
か問題でもあったか？
Is there some sort of problem?
いえ、
No,
かなり複雑なコードだったので、少々驚いただけです。
it's just very complicated code, so I was a little surprised at it.
発動のためのパスワードも3日後には解けるかと。
I should be able to crack the password for activation in 3 days.
おお、救済計画の直前じゃねえか。なら死ぬ気で間に合わせねえとな。
Oh, that's right, before the salvation project, then we need to work like crazy to make it.
ただ、一つ確認させてくれ。ちょいと心配なことがあってな。
But let me check one thing. There's something I'm worried about. Something that worries you?
ああ、この記録を見る限り、断罪プログラムってのは神を自戒させるための機能だ。
According to the records, the judgment protocol is supposed to make God self-destruct. Judgment protocol, a self-destruct function hidden in the combat program by a certain scientist because of his fear of God. It has presently been inherited by Eel.
だからつまり、お前が神そのものとつながらねえと発動できねえってのは間違いねえな。
That means, don't you have to connect to God to actually activate it? We're gonna find out in a second. I need to go to the bathroom. Be right back. Okay, I'm back. Alright. Don't you have to connect to God to actually activate it?
ええ、その必要があるでしょう。
Yes, that most certainly is required. Does that mean he has to get absorbed back into God? Is that what we're gonna find out soon? Is he a angel sacrifice in this world?
その上で彼と私の意識を一時的に同一化させる必要が出てきます。
Also, between him and me and him, our consciousness must be temporarily merged. What? There's a word I can't ignore and interrupt without thinking. What do you mean merged?
わかりやすく言いますと、再接続とはまた別の機能で神と意識を共有することですね。
To make it easy to understand, I must use a function separate from reconnection to share my consciousness with God. Is that really okay? You have to self-destruct after that. Wouldn't you pretty much be destroying yourself? That sounds like it would affect you.
ああ、いえ、心配はいりませんよ、マスター。
No, there's no need to worry, Leah. I don't believe you. I'm shaken by unease, but to give me peace of mind, Il gives me a cheerful smile, but it's fake because I know his real
意
smile.
識の同一化というのは神へ自戒を作用させるための一時的なものですから。
The merger of consciousness is only temporary in order to set up the self-destruction in God.
もともと肉体も分離していますし、私に何ら影響はありませんよ。
Our bodies are separate anyway, so it won't affect me at all. Really? Then that's good.
では早速、この件を皆に知らせましょう。
Now then, let's inform everyone of this matter. Yeah. Following after a smiling Il, we leave the laboratory. Pulse of recollection. Could you be the one looking through this record? The one who inherited the virtuous scientist's souls and genes? The one who is so kind? We pray that the day never comes that you must use this function. The next day, resistance operations against the Salvation Project began. The way to overthrow God. The time established to prepare the judgment program is 3 days later. The timing really was just before the heavenly world executes its Salvation Project. But they likely know that we'll try to interfere. Using the memories of Solitist and Il, they know the combat potential to Enchante. They would definitely take measures against us, so we divided roles just in case. Just like back at the Amasaki Island, Monsieur was to operate the wormhole from Earth. However, it won't be possible to completely close the wormhole, so this isn't anything but buying time. Epilagi will support Monsieur, and after God has been defeated, will search for and rescue abducted humans. Makaido and Mr. Rindo will lead evacuations of residents in the area estimated for the wormhole to open. Ignis and Canis will hold off any angels likely to try and interfere with Monsieur. And Il will hurry to ascend the tower and confront God using the judgment program before the spirit furnace starts to absorb. However, it sounds like one of the tower's functions is to deploy a barrier around it. The judgment program can't do anything to the tower itself. Like last time, it will be necessary to ascend from the inside. And while I should normally stay behind since I'd get in the way,
わがままなのは承知の上です。ですが私はあなたについてきてほしい。
I know this sounds selfish, however, I want you to come with me.
何があっても必ず守ります。どうか私の決着をその目で見届けてはくれませんか？
No matter what happens, I'll protect you, so as I settle this, will you see it through with your own eyes? Eel asked me directly. Yes, no matter where it might be. I'll see it through to the end by your side. I don't have any reason to decline. I nod without hesitation. Salvation time soon approached.
ホールの構築完成と霊力炉の稼働時刻が決まった。
Complete assembly of the wormhole and the spirit furnace is ready. In the heavens with God, the apostle, the oracle bows his head.
断罪の使徒は間違いなくこちらの計画を妨害しに来るだろう。
The apostle of judgment will unmistakably attempt to obstruct our plan.
前回はお前の意見を聞き、その身を逃がしたが、
While last time I listened to your views and let him escape.
次はない。あれが私のもとにたどり着けば、必ずやその肉体を我が身へ戻す。
It will not happen again. If that reaches me once more, this time I shall return him unto myself.
皇帝、
Affirmative.
決してあなた様の救済の妨害はさせません。そして
Most certainly. I shall not allow him to obstruct your salvation and
二度とあれが落ちることがないよう、当個体が完全なるフォーマットを果たし、回収してみせましょう。
recover him and completely reset him so he never falls again. In order to confront the apostle of judgment, to perform final maintenance on himself, after watching Solitus fly down into the tower, God plays to himself.
あれもまた替え時か。
It seems that time has come to replace that as well. At least he's aware. He's aware that's not good. Monsieur prepares his magic. Oh, I thought I was going to say music, honestly, because he played a piano too. GPM instructs residents to evacuate while everyone fulfills their rules. Ill and others rush to analyze the judgment program. As for things I can do to help everyone get even a little rest, continuing to brew delicious coffee is about all that does not help resting. But that's okay. Before I realized it, the time had flown by. It was night before our plans would take place. To prepare myself to see God, in my room I run a pen through a letter set. As I write the text, I ponder. To think, a time would come when I, of all people, would try to destroy God. Several thousand years passed since my creation, and all that time it never crossed my mind. Not even once, nor had I the capacity to contemplate some things. I doubt anyone in heaven ever thought that I could fall. While God, my creator, obviously understood some such things, he is likely still angered by this. He likely thinks that if one creates a puppet, that the very basis for emotion should have been erased from the start. However, regardless of how much unnecessary is removed from angels as superior beings, and I myself was called the greatest masterpiece among those angels. Tracing back, the material for me was a human. Such living beings were used as materials to create the upgraded life forms, so of course they possess a soul. Even God couldn't remove that and could only seal it away. That's right.
私たちには魂がある。
In me, in all of us, there's a soul. That's why I shall use that soul to make it possible to overthrow God. As I think of such things, my pen completes the final
と
stroke.
うとう書き終えてしまいましたね。
At last, I finished writing.
手を尽くしましたが、結局断罪プログラムを用いる以外の方法は見つかりませんでしたか。
I tried everything possible, but in the end, I couldn't find any other method aside from using the judgment program. What I wrote were 2 letters. One of them, after staring down at
や
it,
はり残すのはエピロニ宛てのものだけにしておきましょう。
no, the one to leave is only the one intended for epilogue. After changing my mind, I go to tear up the other letter, but unconsciously, the thing running down my cheek falls onto the letter.
情けないですね。心を得てから私はずっと
How pathetic
泣い
of
て
me.
ばかりだ。
After gaining a heart, all I do is cry. The letter, I was trying to destroy that. I grip it tightly and press it against my cheek to hide my pathetic face.
どうして
Why?
やっと理解できると思ったのに、ずっと求めていたあの感情を。
I thought I could finally understand what I sought for so long, that emotion,
彼女と一緒に
together with her. It's unfair. It's unfair. It's unfair. How many times did I repeat those words over the last 3 days? If possible, I'd run away with her right this moment. However, if I don't do this, everything ends. All the cherished things I've built up will vanish along with this world. Then at least Gil, I like your smile. I must make this battle meaningful to protect the time and place I spent along with her. This time, I stow the letter in the place it cannot be found and wipe away what's in my eyes. I'm sure she'll likely still awake and I go. I'm sure she's likely still awake and I go to her. I'm so nervous, I can't sleep. As I sit in bed, I hold Kororo and mutter this. No, to be exact, I don't feel like sleeping. I don't even have the willpower to change my clothes. As usual, night at Enchante is peaceful, even the sky looks so pretty. But tomorrow, right over Enchante, a battle with angels for the fate of every person in the world will happen. Cute? Yeah, I know, Kororo. After all this, it's still unbelievable. I wouldn't say anything like that. Suddenly a knock rings out. Everyone said they were going to bed early in preparation for tomorrow. Who could it be? When I say come in...
起きていると思っていました。
I thought you would be awake. It was Il who visited, but he had a somewhat sad
空
smile.
気を読めないとまた言われてしまうかもしれませんが、
You couldn't read the room. You can't read the mood is something you might say to me again, but
マスター、よければ私とデートをしてもらえないでしょうか。
Leah, would you like to go out on a date with me? Right now? After such a wonderful invitation held by Il, we fly through the night sky and arrive at... Back then, the viewing deck was visited at the end of the date with him. How nostalgic. The night wind swaying my hair is the same as that time. Hello, hello, hi, poetic pasta. Quietly, me and Il sit down on a stable part of the Scaffolding? No. The two of us remained silent for a while and looked down at the illumination of the city. Bill suddenly closes the distance between us, and as he cuddles up to me, he begins to speak
あの
quietly.
デートの時のこと、本当にごめんなさい。
How be thou? I beest tired. I have work later today, but I'm trying to enjoy my free time. How about you? How are you doing? Back then, while on that date, I'm very sorry. Huh? Back then? Could he mean the last time we were here?
私はそれを取り
We don't do
他人の
flashbacks.
言葉を借りてあなたを励ますなど
I need a sleep. That's a vibe. Encouraging with words borrowed from another.
私はあの雰囲気であのセリフを言えば
It's
女性は元気になるものだ
10
と思っていて
Oh, it's only 1:30 in the afternoon here. It must be fun. Hang on, let's see. I have one time zone saved on my phone. Nope, it's not that late there either. I'm not sure where you are. I thought that in such an atmosphere, saying such a line would cheer a woman up. Aw, man,
私が
Eel.
模倣していた彼のセリフをそのまま再生してしまったのです
I ended up simply replaying the words of a man I was imitating. South Africa. Oh, nice. When Eel admits this, I return a smile to him. I'm in Arizona, and we have a state fair here. And during that state fair, they actually recruit a bunch of people from South Africa. So I usually know when the state fair is in town because where I used to work, so it's not the same place anymore. A lot of the staff people would go there and we would chat. When Eel admits this, I return a smile to him. It's true. True, you may have chosen the words by referencing a video game. But I thought I'd pop by a good friend of Trico. Yeah, thank you. I think I was in the chat yesterday with you chatting too. I was gonna join them yesterday, but it turns out that the Xbox version and the Steam version is incompatible with each other, so I'm probably gonna end up buying it for Steam, but I was excited when I saw it's on Game Pass, so I was like, ooh, I can play all this game with everybody else. Can't. It's okay. True, you may have chosen the words by referencing a video game. But it's also true that you showed me such a beautiful sight wanting to cheer me up.
ありがとうございます
Enjoying, good to know. Have a good afternoon. You too, have a good sleep. Thanks for stopping by and saying hi. Enjoy your sleep time. Thank you very much.
ですが不思議ですねあれからそれほど時間は経過していないはずなのに
However, it's strange how much time has really passed since then. It's true when you think about it. We went on that date. Then you became obsessed with me for a little while in the middle. Then I found out that you had no emotions, even though that wasn't true, but I reacted like that. So you said, I hate this. Had your memories wiped, had to go to the heavenly world to get your memories back. Confronted God that looks like a dragonfly. Came back to Earth, found out God's gonna destroy Earth. It's been a while, yeah.
あの時のことが遠い昔のように思えますそれはきっと
That time feels like the distant past. That's likely because
私がイルとして自己を確立していなかったがゆえに当時の記憶を夢うつつのように感じているのでしょう
I hadn't yet established my own will as ill, so my memories of that time feel like it was all in a dream.
いえ当時の私の人格こそが夢だったと言うべきでしょうか
My personality itself at the time was more like a dream. Is that true? He did his best to propose the date, so I think he was the same gentle eel since back then. And supposing, even if he wasn't, you're here beside me now. Like this, you've cuddled up to me by your own will, and you aren't a fictional person.
はい
Yes. The wings on Il's back flap slightly. Or so I thought, but he was just using his wings to shield me from the night's wind. How warm. As I entrust myself to him, he asked me an unexpected
マス
question.
ター、あなたはアンシャンテのことが好きですか？
Leah, do you like Enchante? Of course. It's the place I met you and everyone. I like it a lot. And I'm confident that I like it from now. I'm confident that I'll like it from now on and forever.
そうですか。
I see.
あなたがそう言ってくれてよかった。これで私も
What
戦う
if-
覚悟を決められます。
Hear me out. What if the choices were Enchante or me, though? Could you say that, Il? Because I don't think you're asking vague questions, you get vague answers. I'm glad you said that. With this, my will to fight stands tall. After Il makes a decisive nod.
マスター、私は神殺しという新たな罪を背負います。
Yeah, I will be burdened with the new sin of killing my god.
無感情だった、操られていた、など、多くの命を奪ってきた言い訳になりません。
Being emotionless or manipulated is no excuse for the many lives I took, except it is in your situation. There is such a thing as being manipulated and being still yourself, but you were neither.
私は今まで犯してきた罪を、この断罪で少しでも償うつもりです。
I intend to use this judgment to atone for all my sins until now, if only a little.
私はもう自分の使命から逃げない、怯えない。
I can no longer run from my duty. I won't be scared. You can be a little scared. After Il says this firmly, I understand, but you don't need to carry it all alone. You have me and everyone at Enchante. Remember that, Il. You have a family. If you're hurting, eat a float or other sweets at the shop, make merry with everyone, and soothe your heart. That's right. This place will always be home to you, too. Il?
ええ、そうですね。必ず帰ります。
Yes, that's right. I'll return for sure.
たとえどんな形になったとしても。
Regardless of the form that may take. After Il says this, he draws me even closer. Understanding the meaning of this, I close my eyes then. Hang on. This is a distraction. He's distracting you. He just said regardless of the form he will take. What does that mean? A kiss is gently dropped upon my lips. And right now, only one such emotion exists in this world, and by his own will, he directs it towards me. The moment I feel it, a happiness I can't put into words fills my chest. For seconds or tens of seconds. After feeling each other's warmth like this, reluctant to part, we press our lips together. Wait, I thought you were already kissing.
どれだけゲーム画面で見ていても
No matter how many times I saw it on a game
いざ
screen.
大切な人とするとなると緊張で震えてしまうものですね。
Actually doing this with a person I cherish, I can't help but tremble with nervousness. With a gentle smile, Il starts drawing up bright features.
すべてを終えて戻ったらあなたとやりたいことがたくさんあるのです。
After this is all over, there are so many things I'd like to do with you.
まだ手伝いは シーツを干すことしか成功していませんから。
The only help I've succeeded in so far is hanging the sheets after all.
もっともっとあなたにとって頼れる男に。
I want to become an even more reliable man for you. Maybe because he looks forward to the future, Ill's wings sway happily.
次は皿洗いです。その次は料理。あなたと一緒に料理を作ってみたい。
Next is dishwashing.
美味しいと言わせてみたい。
After that cooking, I want to try cooking with you and for everyone to say it's delicious.
都会以外の場所にも行きたいですね。そうだ。あなたの故郷にもう一度行きましょう。
I want to go places outside the city. Right. I'd like to visit your hometown once more.
あなたの生まれた家を見てみたい。それによく考えたらあの時は海をじっくり眺める暇もありませんでした。
I want to see the house you were born in. And now that I think about it, we didn't have time to gaze at the sea.
それから。
Yeah, this sounds like a guy on his way to die, girl. Notice, please, also.
伝えたい言葉があるのです。
There's something I want to tell you. We're right here, right now. Go.
私の胸に宿ったあなたへの温かな思い。きっと世界で唯一の私だけの思いを。
Warm feelings for you reside within my chest, feelings that are likely unique in this world.
本当は今すぐにでも伝えたい。
Is she dead? She has not said a word.
伝えるべきなのでしょうが。
I'd really like to tell you right now. No, I probably should tell you.
でも、どうかそれは全てが終わる。その時に。
That's for when everything is over. Feelings he wants to tell me, I immediately understood the meaning, but I won't say it. Instead, okay, I'll be waiting. I nod with cheeks flushed hot with happiness.
マスター、私の心を奏でてくれた大切な音色よ。
Yeah, the cherished tone that plays in my heart.
私の思いと歌はすべてあなたに捧げます。
My feelings and songs are all dedicated to you. Yeah, we got problems. He draws me close once more, and without hesitation, I answer his kiss again. Oh, you're gonna feel pain soon, guys. Pain. Then, just before noon on the big day, as though announcing the time, an evacuation alert echoes out. The government made an announcement thanks to the distraction Monsieur made. There was the possible of a mass disaster due to adverse weather conditions. How the government got people to believe such an absurd story is impressive. Also, the mass disaster trying to occur isn't due to a bit of abnormal weather. The sound of cracking spaces was the signal for us to take action. Within moments, the sky begins to stain red. Then in the center, just like on Amasaki Island, a giant wormhole begins opening to invade the human world. From that gap, a large number of figures fly out. They're probably angels trying to stop Monsieur. In that case, there's no mistake that the other side of the wormhole is Heavenly World Count. More specifically, the Spirit Furnace, trying to absorb humans for God's salvation project. So typical. During this, we stand in front of the gate to immediately head to the Heavenly World.
予想通り、戦闘用の天使はミシェルたちの足止めに全投入されているようですね。
As expected, the combat-type angels have all been sent through to hinder Monsieur and the others.
ただし、一人を除いて。
With one exception. Yeah. Gil's eyes narrow. He probably means him waiting for us at the tower.
断罪プログラム発動用のコード解析もなんとかギリギリ間に合ったな。準備はいいか？いる。
We managed to decipher the activation code for the judgment program just in time. You ready, Eel?
ええ、もちろんです。
Yes, of course.
最後の懸念であった必要な霊力の件も任せてください。 供給先の当てはありますので。
Please leave the last concern, the required spirit energy, up to me. I have an idea for the supply source.
よし、それじゃあ。
Alright then.
ええ、炉の吸引が始まる前に反撃、いえ、反逆といきましょう。
Before the furnace begins absorption, we counterattack. No, have our rebellion. At the same time, Il makes a cheerful smile. Ignis and Canis, who are to help slow down the angels, come walking over with loud footsteps.
どれだけの戦力を揃えていようと、この町に、人間界に、断じて被害は出させん。
Regardless of the combat strike they send, this town, this human world, we shall not allow it to come to harm.
だから安心して戦ってくるといい。帰りを待っているぞ。
So go and
Master.
fight with peace of mind. We'll be awaiting your return, Il. Yeah?
てめえのために働くんだ。戻ってきたらなんかおごれよな、いる。
We're working for your sake. Treat us with something when you get back, Il.
そういえば私を箱入りと呼ばなくなって久しいですね。
That reminds me, it's been a while since you called me a shut-in.
今のお前にそんなあだ名は必要ねえだろ。
Does a nickname like that fit you now?
行ってこい。上から目線のクソ野郎に目にもの見せてやれ。
Just go already. Teach that bastard looking down on us a lesson.
ええ、
Yes. You all be careful too. After giving each other a last smile, Ignis, Epilogi, and everyone run off. Alright then, as those saying this, we go to open the door when there's a sudden ring on my smartphone while we don't really have time to answer. It's from Karia, who's supposed to have evacuated.
きっと身を案じてくれているのでしょう。最低限の挨拶で済むでしょうし、出ても大丈夫ですよ。
He must be worried about your safety. It would likely be a minimal greeting. You should answer it. Thanks, Il. The connection's bad in here, so I'll take it outside real quick. To put Kirida at ease, I hurry outside the gate room.
や、ちょっとお邪魔するよ。
Hey, excuse me for just a bit.
おや、ミシェルどうしました？ホール抑止のために配置についたはずでは？
Monsieur, what is it? I thought you were in position to inhibit the wormhole.
ちょっとイルに確認しておきたくてさ。
I just needed to confirm something with you, Il.
本当に行くんだね。
Are you really going?
ええ、もう決めたことです。これは私にしかできないことですから。
Yes, I already decided this is something only I can do.
やはりあなたは里井。あの話を聞いて気づいたのですね。本当に、底の知れない不思議な人だ。
You really are sharp. You must have realized from the conversation. Truly, you're a mysterious person to no end.
あなたには大変お世話になりました。ここに来たばかりのことを、ようやくすべて思い出せたのです。
You helped me quite a lot. I finally remembered everything from when I first came here.
情けないことに、宗安に拾われたこと以外、ほとんど記憶が飛んでいまして、てっきりあなたにも正体を隠せているものと。
I know someone took me in, but as pathetic as it sounds, my memories were lost. That included my true identity too.
あなたが手を差し伸べてくれなければ、きっと私はマスターと出会えなかった。
If you hadn't extended a hand to
Gracias.
me, I likely never would have met Leah. You have my gratitude.
イル、俺は
Gil, I...
それ以上は言わないでください。言うならどうか、一言だけ。
Please don't say any more. There's only one thing I want to hear.
わかった。行っておいで、イル。君が守りたいものを守れるように。
I got it. Go on, Il. Protect the things you want to protect.
はい、行ってきます。ミシェル、私の大切な家族。
Yes, I'll be off, Monsieur. My cherished family. Sorry for the wait. Caritas says he's... Huh? Monsieur, why are you here?
うん。一応、お見送りをしようと思ってね。
Just to see you off real quick.
いってらっしゃい。
Both of you, take care. Yeah, when we get back, we'll have a tea party.
では、今度こそ行きましょう。すべてを終わらせるために。
She shouldn't go. Just for the record, she shouldn't go. Now then, let's be off this time to put an end to everything. Much like when we headed to Kelm to save Eel, I put my hand over his, slowly turn the doorknob, and head into the overflowing light. After passing through the gate, it's a contest of speed. The moment we're out, Eel picks me up and makes a straight line for the tower in the center of the world. As usual, in front of the tower is a door with a powerful barrier, but while it tried its hardest, the arrow of light fired by Eel blows it down by force. We instantly enter inside, and he says nothing to me to confirm and just gives me a glance. He takes off like a bullet, aiming for the summit where God is. An ordinary person wouldn't even be able to perceive the speed. Something white falling from above stops him. When he notices it, Eel takes a big turn. The falling slash of light cuts through the feathers left by Eel in the air. Inside this tower, no, in Heavenly World Kelm, trying to stop us, there exists only one angel.
断じてこの先には行かせん。
I shall not allow you to proceed. Solitus.
やはり、あなたが立ちふさがりますか。それほど神の信託に。
As expected, you stand in our way? Is God's oracle that
信託だと。
his oracle, you say? After giving us a cynical laugh.
もはやそんなものはどうでもいい。
I could care less about such things. Posed to Eel's surprise, Solitus spits up an obsessive shout.
今度こそお前を取り戻してみせる。
This time I shall retake you.
お前が何度でも落ちるのなら、その度に東古隊が正すまで。
If you will fall countless times, I must simply fix you each time. There's only one thing on his
お
face.
前がいるべきは人間界ではない。この閉ざされた箱庭の世界。
You do not belong in the human world, this closed-off garden of our world.
お前と東古隊が共に守り続けてきた世界だ。
You and I, together, this world is what we guarded.
お前を元あるべき姿に戻し、落ちる原因となるその人間を殺す。
I shall return you to your proper form and kill that human, the cause of your fall. Nothing but pure anger.
ソリツス、あなたは。
Solitus, are you in love with me? Say it, Eel, say it! After listening to Solitus's shouting, Eel relaxes the strength of his arms holding me. Forms walls of light into a cube and seals me inside it, then faces straight at Solitus. Huh, Eel! It's like a cage of light floating in the air from inside. I hurriedly call to him.
大丈夫ですよ。すぐに終わらせて、あなたと再び塔を登ります。
It's okay, I'll finish this quickly and ascend the tower with you.
ソリツス、彼女を狙っても無駄です。あの結界は私の霊力と直接リンクしています。
Solitus, targeting her will be meaningless. That barrier is linked to my spirit energy.
彼女を殺したければまず、私を殺しなさい。とはいえ、殺されるつもりも毛頭ありませんが。
If you want to kill her, you must first kill me. Although I don't intend in the slightest to be killed.
ならば、お前をフォーマットし結界が解けたところで殺せばいい話だ。
In that case, I must simply reset you, dispel the barrier, then kill her.
させません。
I won't allow that. They glare sharply at each other. In this tower, piercing the heavens, only these two angels exist within. When I blink, my eyes dried in nervousness. Their forms vanish. In that moment, light and spear clash together. The two lights race through the tower like a glare, like a gale, like the wind, yeah. At a speed that human eyes can't discern, even Leah likely cannot see what's occurring before her eyes. However, as one of those fighting, I have a calm grasp on the situation.
うがて
Pierce! When I fire a rain of light from Solitus's back, small spears of light fire to oppose it. In terms of number and power, I currently have the upper hand.
私は打天使能力が低下しています。使用できる霊力も現時点では限られている。
My fall caused my powers to drop. The spirit energy I can use also has a limit.
加えこの狭い空間での戦闘、近接戦闘に特化したソリティスが有利なのは明らか。
Additionally, fighting in this narrow space, specialized in close-quartered combat, Solitus clearly has an advantage. As expected, hidden behind the light, Solitus closes in with a spear in hand. I promptly choose to evade and execute it. After barely almost hitting the wall, I immediately turn. This time I take his back and pursue him. With no care for damaging the surroundings, I continue to fire attacks incessantly, only looking to bring him down. However, he accelerates to overtake me, and when he passes, as we intersect, he launches a single attack at extreme speed. While I had been blocking him with barriers, his spear finally grazes my arm. The compulsory command instantly through the wound and eroaches my brain. Of course, Solitus wouldn't miss such a chance.
メイズ、断罪の使徒よ。今すぐ戦闘行動の停止を。
I command you, Apostle of Judgment, cease all combat actions immediately.
その権限を破壊する。
You have no power over me. Oh my god, it's the labyrinth. You have no authority over me, though. I activate the judgment plan. In exchange for a burning pain at part of God's functions, the oracle in my body is destroyed.
強制命令を無効化しただと。
You neutralize the compulsory
こ
command?
ちらにも切り札がありまして、さすがに3度も同じでは食いません。
I have my own trump card. I won't fall for the same trick a third time.
ならば、意識を奪い抵抗すらさせぬまで。
Then I must render you unconscious so you cannot resist. Solitus grasps his spear in one hand. I immediately understand what that means. I go to oppose it with the same attack. I inhale, vibrate my throat, and extend my arm. Song and song turn to different shades of light, bombardments, and collide. While intense, the battle is beautiful. If someone witnessed this spectacle, they would likely describe it that way. The mid-air battle ebbs and flows. Soaring through the tower at high speed, I close the distance, take my distance attacking, and defending depending on the time. However, my brain makes a calm determination. Because I lack spirit energy, I cannot fire a decisive blow. At this rate, I cannot win.
けれど、引きはしない。今の私には。
But I
守るべきもの
cannot
が
retreat. I have something to protect now.
守りたい世界が守りたい人が
A world to protect, people to protect.
マスターがいるのだから
Because I have Leah. I think of her and inhale deeply once more. Then, I play it out. I change the somber feeling into song. The melody I weave takes shape and counters every attack that Solitus unleashes. Here and now, born for the first time, my first spell, still unnamed by anyone. A blessing of light created by me.
お前はなぜそのような顔を
You, why do you make such a face? While handling his spear, Solitus shouts at me as I smile and sing.
それもそうでしょう
I'm sure you would ask. It's because right now I'm not singing to defeat him. Simply with all my heart, I sing with feelings for Leah entirely devoted to her. Fighting magic are nothing but extreme results. For extra results. That's fair.
ああ不思議だなぜか自然と笑みが浮かんでくる
How mysterious. For some reason, I naturally end up smiling.
この満ち足りた気持ちを人は何と呼ぶのだろ
What do people call this totally contented feeling?
う彼らは何と呼んだのだろう
I wonder what they would have called it. It's not to take, I sing to protect what I cherish. I wonder if this song is reaching them who have already passed on. It was a song filled with
答え
love.
ていると信じよう祈ろ
Oh, believe that it's reaching them and pray. Reach them, reach those two, and reach Leah.
う残念だ私は叶うのなら永遠にこの歌を歌っていたかった
How unfortunate. If possible, I'd like to sing this song for all eternity. But there's no time. No time would be enough. While reluctant, I should end this soon. The time of judgment draws near.
お前を停止させるためならばこの身が砕けようといとわぬ
If it means stopping you, I don't care if I must break this body. Perhaps out of irritation, despite taking arrows flying into him, Solitus flaps his white wings and approaches me. His spear approaches at high speed. It would be impossible to avoid from here. A simple barrier would likely be breached. In that case, I'll abandon fighting as an angel.
お前の砲術ってやつ確かに強力なんだろうけどよいいか万が一てめえの得意な空中戦で相手が懐にまで飛び込んできたら
Magic you use, true, it's pretty strong, but what would you do in close quarters? Listen up, just in case if during that mid-air combat that you're so good at, the opponent flies up close to you.
深く考えねえでとにかく思いっきり
Don't think too deep, and as hard as you can,
蹴り上げる
kick him straight up. What? With no form or anything, I do excessively crude kicks straight up. However, it makes an impressive direct hit. At the completely unexpected move and impact, Solitus lets go of his spear then. I lower my raised foot and drive my heel into Solitus's body. Having released the spear of the oracle, his body begins to plummet at full force. I fold in my own wings and dive after him in pursuit.
我が手に戻れ
Turn to my hand. Spear spinning through the air immediately teleports back into Solitus's hand, and then takes up the posture to counterattack me.
ああいるか何少々素振りをしていただけだ
Ah, ill.
我の持つ剣に興味があるのか
I was simply doing a little practice. Are you interested in the sword I wield?
貸してやりたいところだがお前の力では まともに振るうことはできんだろう。
Well, I would lend one to you. Your strength is a little insufficient to swing it properly.
お前の翼を生かし、高所から重力を利用して振るえば、あるいは可能かもしれんな。
However, if you utilize your wings and make use of gravity to swing from a high place, it may be possible. I deploy a bright magic circle at my back. I roughly thrust my hand into it. Not arrows, but a far longer blade weapon immediately takes form. I remove it as though swinging it down. A sword. Solitus's face turns so surprised, taking that chance. I drive the sword of light down, its powers burning even my own palms. It's received, but I doubt even this would be enough to finish him. I just have one aim. Keep this man falling. As though saying I won't let him take flight, I keep putting strength into my arms and holding Solitus down further and further. However, the sword is immaterial. It's no match for the spear made by God. It quickly begins to crack, but I don't mind. The lowest floor is already right before my eyes.
俺の魔法が大雑把すぎていかがなものか。イルが細かすぎるだけな気もするけど。
What, my magic's too rough and seems haphazard? I think you're just too proper.
それに、いざという時が訪れるかはわからないけど、イルだって追い詰められた時は。
Also, at moments of need, you can never tell when one would come. If even you happen to be driven to the wall.
計算なんて放り出して、自爆覚悟で戦う覚悟が必要になるかもしれないよ。
It might be necessary to just abandon all calculations and fight like it's the last right. That's right. Don't think. Calculations are unnecessary. Just act as you see fit. Something not from the record of an angel. With Leah extending her hand to save my own self who lived at Enchante using the personality that Eel built up. When the sword of the light shatters, Solitus's spear is also knocked away. Aiming for that moment, I deploy another attack spell at my back. I press myself against Solitus and grip his body with force.
何よ
What are you doing? My own body and his. Together with the full power bombarded of light, all are slammed into the tower lowest floor. Together with Solitus, we tumble on the floor, groaning in pain.
神聖霊力のより肉体修復用の霊力を
Requesting from Spirit Furnace spirit energy for body repair.
その権限を破壊します。
I destroy that authority. It would be a bad joke if he got refreshed, so I used the judgment program to sever his connection to the spirit furnace. You! Fortunately, being on the bottom, he took far more damage. It should have been enough to subdue him. Somehow, I get the strength in my arms to raise my body, and as I make a face, straining in pain.
認めんあのような
Except I cannot accept such a thing.
洗練さのかけらもない天使にお前にふさわしくない粗暴で無駄な戦術に敗北するなど
With not a shard of refinement unfitting from an angel such as yourself to be defeated by such a crude and wasteful tactic. Likewise, he drags his arms and legs to rise up, and Solitus repeats his unacceptance as our gazes intersect.
あなたが
You said,
あなたが私の大事な人を殺すと言った時点で戦い方になどこだわるつもりは ありませんでした。
You said you would kill someone I cherish, so from that point on, I had no qualms at all about any method to fight you. With my consciousness cleared up, I used my own spirit energy to close my wounds and slowly looked towards the heavens. The barrier floating in the air, seeing Leah inside and confirming her to be safe, I feel relieved. As promised, when I stand up to return to her,
行くな。
don't go. Solitus makes sut, much like when I fell into despair, starts desperately begging me to stop. His voice sounds weaker than ever before, and that cold light in his eyes is gone.
行けばお前は神に返される。
If you go, God will reclaim you.
殺される。
You'll be killed.
東古代の世界から消失する。
You will vanish from my world.
だから、
So that's
だ
why,
から。
just like me, his will was controlled by God. The thing sealed away, Solitus true.
行くな。なぜお前は東古代が追いかけるほどに逃げるのだ。
Don't go. Why do you always flee no matter how hard I pursue?
なぜ伝わらない。東古代は、私は、ただ。
Why do you not understand that this individual, I simply...
お前という長年そばにいた友を失いたくなかっただけだというのに。
That you as my friend by my side for these long years, that's a lot of space between friend, that I simply don't want to lose you. The tune of emotions begin being born rings out. I see, so that's why. Why he didn't care about the means, why he was so stubborn about recovering me, the true reason was. Several thousand years ago, from the time of our creation when neither of us had emotions.
断罪の使徒よ。これより東古代とお前の本格的な運用が開始される。
Apostle of judgment, as of today, you and I shall commence full operation.
お前の隣に並べる個体は東古代のみ。東古代の隣に並べる個体もまた、お前のみ。
Only I am fit to serve alongside you, as only you are fit to serve alongside me.
故に、共に神の領域として、この世界の安寧を守護することを、東古代と契約せよ。
Therefore, together as the two wings of God, form a compact with me to preserve the peace of this world. Thinking back, even though I didn't possess the will to reply, despite understanding that, he always continued to talk to me.
現在確認できる罪人の全断罪を確認した。よって、
Confirmed complete judgment of all presently known criminals,
新
thus,
たな信託が降りるまで、培養層にて活動を停止せよ。断罪の使徒よ。
until a new oracle is issued, suspend your activities in the nourishing tank, apostle of judgment.
その間のお前のメンテナンスは、東古代自ら担当する。
During that time, I shall take charge of your maintenance.
案ずるな。断罪の使徒。
No need to concern, apostle of judgment.
仮に欠陥品や侵入者がこの先長く現れず、何百、何千年と、お前が目覚める機会が訪れずとも。
Even if no defects or intruders appear for hundreds or thousands of years, even if you never awake again.
東古代はお前のスペックを完璧に維持し、その隣にあり続ける。
I shall preserve your specs with perfection and remain by your side.
なぜなら東古代は、お前の片翼なのだから。
The reason being, this individual is, I am your other wing after all. Why did I never realize this? Saying things like no need for concern. One would never say such a thing to someone truly considered to be a mere puppet.
気づいていますか、ソリティス。
Have you noticed, Solitus?
あなたの翼、 少しだけ黒ずんでいます。
Your wings are stained a little bit black.
神からの信託ももう聞こえないでしょう。
God's oracle, you probably can't hear it anymore.
いずれきっと私と同じく黒き翼が混じり始めるはず。
I'm sure eventually, just like me, black feathers will start mixing in. It's likely that God had noticed Solitus's emotions towards me, but twisted and manipulated him to use him.
あなたが私に抱いたその執着は紛れもない感情です。
That attachment you have for me is beyond a doubt emotion.
あなたはずっと
You always.
あなた自身が否定してきた感情によって私を追いかけていたのですよ。
By the very emotion you denied so much chased after me. That emotion he holds, that was taken advantage of. It's likely what people call friendship. I don't know if that's the right emotion. The emotions that Solitus loses control of echo out throughout the tower. Then after catching his breath, he mutters feebly.
殺せ。追憶の使徒の仇を取るがいい。
Kill me, take revenge for the apostles of recollection.
殺しません。私はまだ誰かを恨めるほど感情が育っていませんから。
I won't kill you. I still don't have emotions developed enough to resent anyone.
ソリツ、私は確かにかつてあなたによって絶望しましたが、
Solitus, it's true that at one time I fell into despair because of you.
あなたが隣にいた間は少なくとも孤独ではなかった。
But the time I spent by your side, at the very least, it wasn't lonely. There's nothing more I can say. I stand up and flap my wings.
さようなら。あなたが正しく落ちることを願っています。
Farewell, I pray that you will fall in the right way. I soar to meet back up with Leah. Despite knowing his unrest and grief, I cast it all aside and leave him. I just pre-ordered Sympathy's Kiss, $103 plus tax for the limited edition. It's a good limited edition. We did go over that last time, so I'm proud of you. I'm excited for you. I'm excited to play it. Part of the reason why I didn't do that is because I want to play it the day it releases, and I know that they most likely will ship it that day too. So it's exciting.
正しく落ちろだと。
Fall in the right way.
信託も持ち得ぬ私には、もはや何一つわからない。
As I no longer possess the oracle, I no longer know anything at all.
お前は、私にどうしろというの
I'll
だ。
get to play alongside with you. Yeah! We'll have to pick the same routes. I don't know if we have the same type in boys, though. Do we know any of the voice actors? Do we recognize any of the Sympathy Kiss voice actors? Did I just crash my computer opening this? Let's see. Sympathy Kiss. I don't think I looked at any of their voices, actually. Let's see. Characters. Gakuto Kajigawa is the one that I keep calling Taman. Hang on, open another window. Let's Google him. Behind the voice actor. Let's see. Let's see if anybody we know is going to be in this. Gakuto Kajiwara? Wada. Let's find out. Let's see. Oh, how funny. He's in Jack and Jean. Okay. He's the guy that sings, that has a beautiful singing voice. Okay. It's also Cafe Enchante. Akira. It's Akira. Mikaido's voice actor. He's one of the boys. That's exciting. Look, already a good one. Let's see, anybody else we recognize? Yuichiori Yumiha. clicked on the wrong thing. Yuichiro Umehara. Games. Let's see. Ah, also Jack and Jean, he's the teacher. Wait, I feel like I recognize that being someone else too in another game. It's Conus's voice. So Conus is from this is in here. That's also hilarious. He's on the Caligulali effect. I can't say it right. I own that game. How can I not say it right? Okay, so that's 2 for 2 that we recognize. Let's see. Kazuyuki Okitsu. Kazuyuki Okitsu. That sounds so familiar that I feel like I just looked him up yesterday. Also, oh! Is it you? It is you! Anku's in this! Yay! It's JoJo. It's Jonathan Joestar. Oh, wow. Okay, this has good actors. What the heck? That's 3 for 3. Full circle. I know, right? I was like, that name sounds so familiar. Why does that name sound so familiar? Sari Choryu. This is the other guy that I said looked like Taemin, which I thought was funny because two of them look like Taemin. Let's see. Games. Yoichi's voice actors in this one. Oh, wow. What a day. All right, let's see. How many more love interests are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Is there 7? No. There's 6. There's 6. Okay. It says his voice actor's name is just Ken. I don't think I've ever seen that. Let's see who he does. Oh, he's in Yu-Gi-Oh! Okay. Cupid Parasite, Shelby Snell. I haven't played that yet. Bustafilla Limbo. Akaba. He's in Rain des Flores. That's the one I want to play so bad. He's in that. His character in that looks gorgeous. Let's see, anybody else that stands out? Nobody else really stands out, but he does quite a few voices. Okay. And then the last one is Yuya Uchida. I'm easily distracted, as you might have noticed. Oh, I don't see him in here. Oh no. I don't see Yuya Uchida. Did I spell it right? I spelled it just like it's spelled here. Let me see. He might be just a newer voice. Oh, it doesn't have 2 U's. They just spelled 2 U's on the website. Okay. Oh, he's from Final Fantasy 16. He's Clive. He's also in Detroit Become Human. I listened to that one in English though. He's also in Yuda War. I don't know why I thought I could say it right. It's such a long name. It's fine. Scarlet Fate. I never played that, so I don't know anything about it. But it looks lovely. I don't see any other Otome games in his repertoire, but he's in Fire Emblem. He does quite a few. Interesting. Wow, we have so many good voice actors in this game. Holy snap. How exciting. Dude, next month is going to be a good month. And then they show some of the side characters, add that, or there's like secret love interest in this game, which I think we've already talked about this. I don't like looking too far into things, but hey, we got a lot of good actors. So I'm excited. And I get my husbando. He's gonna be there. Okay. What do you expect me to do? I was 1 sentence away from a cutscene change. My bad. Is it back to me or is it someone else? You will get to romance Shelby next month, so full circle again. That's so true. I only played games, honestly, if I only played Atomi games that he did voices in, I would have so many Atomi games to play because he does so many Atomi games. It's as if they know he has a very, very good voice and that girls find him attractive. After settling things with Solitus, Il dispels the barrier and picks me up again. Then we fly towards the summit. I ask 0 questions. Oh, never mind. I lied. Il is Solitus, like in love with
彼な
you.
らばきっと大丈夫。私の相棒だった男ですから。
He'll likely be fine. The man was my partner after all. Wink, 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 wink.
それよりも急ぎましょう。戦いが予定よりも長引きました。霊力炉の稼働時刻が迫っています。
More importantly, we must hurry. That battle took longer than expected. The spirit furnace will start operating soon. Got a little distracted from there. Nobody got in our way. Like a shooting star, Il continues soaring straight up to the seat of God. Back to him looking like a dragonfly. Like the organs even look like the wings of a dragonfly. Like this is intentional, right? He's got antennae. We reach the summit and land before God's eyes, but the beautiful light floating in the sky feels abnormally cold. The sky above is a giant wormhole. It's right up close. Matching the sounds from the pipe organ, the spirit furnace begins to glimmer divinely. As though seeking an offering for salvation, the wormhole is open. Don't tell me it's already.
いいえ、まだ間に合います。霊力炉が完全起動する前に。
No, we can still make it before the spirit furnace fully activates.
ほう。どう間に合わせるというのだ。
And how do you intend to make it? As if God can't hear you. At the summit, blessed by the light of the spirit furnace, the pipe organ bathes in the light. God says ask Il a question. Il doesn't lose his composure and faces the opponent he intended to overthrow.
神よ、最後の忠告です。どうか考え直してはいただけませんか。
Oh God, this is my final advisory. Please will you reconsider doing this?
あなたが掲げる救済は、かつてあなたが不要だと切り捨てた人間と同じ。
The salvation you thought is the same as before when you determined humans were here unnecessary.
いいえ、それ以上の傲慢な罪です。
This is an even more arrogant sin.
ならぬ。このままでは、カエルブの安寧が、普遍が崩壊するがゆえに。
Impossible. At this rate, the peace of calm perpetuity will collapse.
そうですか。ならば私が取る行動は。
I see in that case, there's only one action I can take. After God's unwavering intentions, this time Il shows clear hostility.
普遍と安寧を否定はしません。誰にでも失いたくないものや、永遠に残したいものは存在するでしょう。
I also got another drink earlier. I just haven't opened it yet, so get ready. I don't deny perpetuity and peace. Everyone has things they don't want to lose, things they want to exist for eternity.
ですが、だからといって前に進みたいと思うものを切り捨てることを認めることはできない。
However, even for that end, I can't accept the killing of those who want to move forward.
故にあなたを撃つ。これが私の最後の断罪だ。
Therefore, I shall slay you. This is my last judgment.
ほう。
He said it
私
too.
の前では
Ooh.
指先一つ動かせぬお前に何ができると。
Before me, you cannot move a single finger. What can you possibly do? Like last time, God plays the tune to make Il submit. However,
何
Johnny, what? Due to Il's judgment program, it instantly neutralized.
個体番号オールゼロの生体コードスキャン解析を開始。
Commencing scan and analysis of organism code for individual number 0000. So I've been reading like that for him the entire time.
断罪プログラムだと。あの小賢しい男の異物か。
Judgment program, it says. It must be a relic of that insolent man. God appears to recognize the existence of that virtuous scientist and shows a tone of unrest for the first time. Even that God has lost composure. The God that always had a cold voice and treated Eel as nothing more than a puppet. To him, the judgment program must just be that threatening. We can do it at this rate. We can win. Even I start to feel confident.
理解した。
Reminder, we never know what ending we're gonna get in Cafe Enchante. This could be the good or bad ending.
私を破壊できる唯一の天使なのだろう。
I understand now, true, that the program in your possession, you are the sole angel capable of destroying me.
しかし、お前にはできまいよ。
However, hear me out. You cannot do that.
あれだけ無様に人形に戻りたくないとわめいていたお前にはな。
At least considering how much you clamored about not wishing to return to being a puppet. A sneering answer is returned which crushes that hope. What? Return to being a puppet? What does that mean? When I ask, trying to know more, Bill keeps his eyes averted and doesn't answer at all. Nice. The one to answer was the enemy we intended to defeat now.
理解していなかったか、人間。断罪プログラムとは、私を自戒させるためのもの。
Why did you bring her here? She is trapped on top of this tower, actually. Wait, what? Did you not know, human, that the judgment program is intended to cause me to self-destruct? I know that much. That's why he said he needs to temporarily merge his consciousness with yours.
意識の同一化というのはもともとに
Gil said it'd be fine.
その認識の誤りを指摘する。
I shall identify your lapse in judgment.
一時的では不十分だ。求められるのは完全なる同一化。
Temporary is insignificant. What you seek is a complete merger.
さらに言えば、同一化の真の条件は意識だけではなく、
To go even further, the true condition of the merger is not simply the consciousness.
断罪の使徒の存在そのもの、
It is the basics of the apostle of judgment.
すなわち入れ物たる肉体以外の感情、意志、その存在たる魂を対象に行われる。
In other words, everything aside from his fleshy vessel, his emotions, all that comprise a being, come at the cost of his soul. I let out a hoarse breath at what that means, the true
理解
meaning.
したか、人間。
Do you understand, human?
事実上一心となった私を破壊すれば、
If I am destroyed while we are of one mind,
断罪の使徒はその魂ごと砕け散り、生命としても機能しない。
the apostle of judgment's soul itself will be shattered and he will cease to function as a life form.
正真正銘の壊れた人形と化す。あの時のような奇跡は
He would become a
二
broken
度と
puppet.
叶わぬと知れ。
Know that a miracle like last time could never occur again. In mere moments, my hope is completely repainted into despair. Wow, Eel, you wanted to not tell me that before? Eel, huh, buddy? Buddy, pal? This is a lie, right? What God's saying? Everything? God's a liar, isn't he? After all, back at that time, you said you'd be okay. Well, I immediately seek an answer from him, but
マスター、嘘をついてごめんなさい。
Leah, I'm sorry for lying. The words he offered me were no comfort, no lie, but simply straightforward as if there was the only way which it was. They were words of despair. Then, if he destroyed God, ill will, why? You finally regained your emotions and we're finally supposed to be free.
ですが、このままでは霊力炉が稼働し、何もかもが終わってしまうのです。
At this rate, the spirit furnace will activate and everything will end.
あなたの世界が、あなたのアンシャンテが、
Your world,
そして
your Enchante, and
私が帰るべき
an
アンシャンテ
Enchante for me to go home to. He says it's the place for him to go home to. That won't be possible. Gil simply gazes up at God in silence.
揺るがぬか。
You do not waver.
だが、同一化し、断罪プログラムを起動させたとして、私の破壊に用いる力を
Even
どう
if you were
得
to
るつもり
merge
だ。
and you were to activate the judgment program, how exactly do you plan to destroy me?
そのプログラムにて行えるのは、あくまで私の破壊権限を得る。
The only
つまり、
thing that program
攻
allows
撃を
you
通
to
すこ
do
とが可能となるだけ。
is obtain authority for my destruction. In other words, your attack would be allowed to
だ
pass.
として、私を破壊するには、圧倒的に霊力が足らぬであろう。
Even so, you overwhelmingly lack the spirit energy to destroy me.
当然、逆賊に霊力炉を使用する権限などあるはずもない。
Naturally, rebels have no authority to utilize the spirit furnace.
そんなことは承知の上です。
I already
しかし、
understand that, however.
神よ、やはりあなたは傲慢だ。かつてあなたを生み出した強欲な権力者たちと同じように。
Oh God, you truly are arrogant, much like those who created you, that insatiable people in power at the time.
どうして
Got this. Why?
どうして今まで自分の体同然に利用してきた霊力炉の中身を把握していなかったのか。
Why until now did you not realize the contents of the spirit furnace?
何？
What? Gil quietly speaks in an admonishing way.
この塔の研究室に保管されるサーバーミカエル。
Stored in this tower's laboratory, the server Michael. Michael! A server that stored memory data for angels born in Kelm, regardless of past or present in the human world. It is said to be the name of a certain angel. He has a horn, he has a trumpet, I think actually. It's a whole thing.
生き死ににかかわらず、この世すべての天使の記録、いいえ、記憶を保管する膨大な精神領域。
Regardless of life or death, the records of all angels of this world, their memories, stored in a vast mental realm.
おめでとう。
それに触れたとき、私はとある事実を知りました。
When I touched it, I learned of a certain truth.
我ら天使は、元をたどれば祖は人間。故に魂があり、だからこそ感情が芽生え、打点する。
We angels trace back to humans, therefore we have souls, which allows emotions to sprout us to fall.
死して体を失い、霊力炉に返されたとしても、その事実は変わらない。つまり、
Even when we lose our bodies in death and return to the spirit furnace, the truth remains unchanged. In other
あな
words,
たと私が今まで奪ってきた天使の命が、魂が、意志が、
all the lives of angels you and I have stolen up until now, their souls, their wills,
あの霊力炉の中には残っている。
all remain in the spirit furnace.
確かに、あなたは霊力炉の機能すべてを掌握しているのでしょうが、
You have complete command over the spirit furnace's
まさ
functions.
かそこに宿る幾千幾万の魂を操る術までは有していないでしょう。
But you have no ability to control the countless souls dwelling within.
彼らが自発的に私へ霊力を供給してくれるならば、私はあなたを破壊できる。
If they voluntarily decide to supply spirit energy to me, I can destroy you.
魂が霊力炉に残る。バ
Souls
カな。
remain
なことが
in the spirit furnace? Impossible. Such a thing.
神よ、再三望まれていた通り、この身をあなたに返しましょう。
O God, as you desired, I shall return this body unto you, however.
私が下す最後の断罪とともに。
It comes along with my last judgment. When ill shouts loudly, light, much like fireworks, erupt from his body. The merger with God. As though displaying its beginning, the wings of on his back turn to pure white. This overly beautiful spectacle is hope for the world, despair for me. I'm sure he won't stop now. There's no way he can stop. After all, Il found the determination and came all the way here. That's why all I can do is cling to his body in a pathetic way. You said that there are lots of things you wanted to do with me. That you wanted to do more chores. That you wanted to visit my hometown. Me too. A future with you. I wanted to be with you more. My feelings overflow and I can't hide them from him. His voice chokes up slightly, but the hesitation turns into a smile.
できるなら私もあなたと光ある未来を歩みたかった。
Yet, if possible, I too. I wish to walk into a bright future with you.
やっと得た心を手放したくない。壊れた人形になどなりたくない。
I don't want to let go of my heart. I don't want to become a broken puppet.
あなたと共にもっともっと
More and more alongside you. I wanted to learn all kinds of emotions.
ですがその生きる場所が私たちの大切な思い出の世界がこのままでは失われるのです。
But the place you live, the world of all our cherished memories will be lost at this rate.
だからどうかこれ以上は引き止めないで。
Please don't try and stop me anymore.
最後ぐらいは男らしく格好をつけてあなたにこの姿を記憶に焼き付けてもらいたいのです。
In the end, let me act like a man. I want this view of me to be burned into your memories. Selfish. With a gentle voice, Il steps forward ahead. Then, as though shaking off all lingering attachments, he takes a big breath and raises his head.
炉の内に返された同胞たちよ、私の罪たちよ、今すぐその瞳を開け。
My brethren, return to the furnace, my sins. Open your eyes and awaken now. With emotion, offering up his soul to God, he shouts loudly.
断罪者たる私が権限を持ってその眠りを破壊する。
As your judge, I use my authority to break your slumber.
そして神の一部として許可する。思考せよ。
And as a part of God, I shall allow you to think.
何が正しく何が間違っているのか。神に味方するもよし、私に味方するもよし。
Of what is right and what is wrong, you may ally yourself with God or you may ally yourself with me.
ミカエルのうちにて私の心に触れ、その胸に説明できない何かが生まれたのならば。
If after touching my heart in Michael, that sounds weird, something inexplainable is born within your chest.
強制はしない。その感情に従い行動せよ。
I shall not restrict you. Act according to those emotions.
やめろ。
Stop. God's control doesn't make it in time. The spirit furnace floating in the sky temporarily stops its absorption action. It begins to pulsate. Il's best boy. From there, without God's command, countless bits of light fall into like snow. Each one has a will, a soul.
皇帝断罪の天使よ、その発言の意味を完全に理解することはできないが、
Affirmative, angel of judgment. While I do not fully understand the meaning of your remarks,
その叫びとともにこの胸に宿った温度に準じ、
heeding your
あなたへの
shouts,
加勢を選択する。
along with this warmth dwelling in my chest, I choose to bestow my assistance to you. Some ally themselves with Il,
僕を顔色一つ変えずに殺したお前に手なんて貸せるものかよ。
Gotta be joking. You killed me without the slightest change of look on your face. There's no way I would help you. Some give themselves to God. That was God's order, by the way. As more and more light falls into Il's body.
ならば、霊力が満ちる前に貴様を破壊すればよいだけのこと。
In this case, I must simply destroy you before you gain enough spirit energy. Without waiting for the angels to finish, God decides to eliminate Il. Just like when he was being controlled, giant circles of light stack onto each other and collect the falling
大
light.
規模破壊術式第2位ケルビムを発動。
Activating large-scale destruction spell rank 2 Cherubim. Due to the merger and focusing on absorbing spirit energy, Il can't counterattack or defend himself. After a span of only seconds, the arrogant light of God's wrath faces
標
us.
準固定。私自らこの愚かなる人形もどきに断罪を。
Target locked. I shall pass judgment upon these foolish puppets myself. As though interrupting that,
させるものか。
I shall not allow it. Aw, man. Like saying he won't let his friends die. A life in sacrifice, an angel full of song. That's very throaty. The sphere of the oracle is lunged into the air. The desperate throw crashes into God's strike. With the recoil, the intruder from the tower, Solitus is blown away, but disregards this and shouts.
今こそ断罪を神殺しを成し遂げよ。
Pass judgment, fulfill your God slaying.
我が友イルファドデリエ。
My friend Il Fado de Rio. As though responding to his shouts. Gently, the last grain. No, 2 grains of red and blue spirit energy fall onto Il's body.
友よ。
Go, our friend.
私たちの魂でよければいくらでもあなたの背中を押すわ。
If our souls will suffice, we shall push you back as far as you need. Taking them onto his palms as though embracing them, Il takes them into his body and then...
やめろ。
Stop this.
私はまだこの安寧を普遍を
I still this peace, this perpetuity.
権力を
Thank
手放すつ
God
もりな
someone
ど
was in here to tell me how to say perpetuity, right? This power, I shall not give it up. They've said it so many times. God's decree finally reveals his true nature, ignoring the beggings. Il declares.
霊力の吸収を完了。破壊術式第1位セラフィムを私の専用術式として再構築する。
Absorption of spirit energy complete, reconstructing the Seraphim spell into my unique construction. Seraphim, the strongest of attack spells that is said to hold power sufficient to destroy the sun. While it normally takes a different shape, Il reformed it into a bow and arrow to use it against God. In the human world, this term is coined to a class of high-ranking angels. Light gathers. To end everything, light to take the person I cherish away. A shining bow and arrow, it appears into Il's hands. And he draws it, aimed it at God's center. The merger with God progresses. An emotion vanishes. As emotions vanish from his eyes, overflowing light gathers into the arrow tip. I'm sure when it all gathers there, the approaching end will be. No matter what reason I'm told, there's no way I can accept it. Do I want to cling to him or do I want to support him? Even I don't know. All I do is desperately embrace his body. Where are you? But Il is losing the ability to even understand the meaning of my trembling.
怖いですね。
This is really
感情を手放すという
This is really as scary letting go of my emotions myself.
体はここにあるのにまるで自分が
Leah's phantom form hugs onto Eel.
崩れ
I'm
落ち
just
て
saying, like, I hold on to his body. Where? Where is she? My body is here, but it is as though I've become sand and I'm crumbling away. But yet he continues despite the noise in his voice.
逆に考え
Literal
れば
noise, I might add.
失うことを惜しいと恐ろしいと思えるほどに
Thinking the other way around, if losing it is so regrettable and so scary.
大切なものが私のうちに生まれた
That means something valuable was born inside me.
それは間違いなくあなたとあなたのいるアンシャンテで
There is no mistake that you and Enchante, where you are.
だからそれを無駄に無にはさせ
That's
No.
why it won't be meaningless. I won't let it turn to nothing. His heart, his emotions that he finally reclaimed are disappearing. He's turning empty.
ああそろそろですかね
It may be soon.
怖いとは何だったか辛いとは何だったか
What did scary mean and hardship? What was that?
もうそれさ
I can't
え思い
even remember that. Well, all I can do is grieve at the unfair fate before my eyes.
マスター私は笑えていますか
Am I smiling? His somewhat gentle voice drops. Huh? When I look up, Eel is desperately using his broken emotions to give me a smile.
私は
Do I?
あなたが好きだと言ってくれた笑顔で荒れていますか
Do I have the smiling face you said you like?
できるなら最後の瞬間までそのままで
If possible, until my final moments, I want to keep it. Is this a fake out? Are you gonna make me feel sad and he's gonna be fine in the end of this? How dare you? Strength leaves Eel's knees, but I quickly support him. This is no good. No matter how he arranges his words, his will is unchanged. And I came to like that honest and straightforward Eel. I can't deny that. In that case, at least, it's okay, Eel. Your smile is really beautiful. With a pathetically shaking voice that even I want to laugh at, I answer, if you've ever not watched, it was never made into a show. It should have. It was great. It's a 4-long manga. It's called The Demon Orion. It's like Ororon. And it's got lengthy, beautiful, it actually has angels and demons in it. This is giving me that vibe. It's a very melancholy story. It's only four mangas total, so, and it's very old. But this makes me think of that. It's so sad. What a pathetically shaking voice that even I want to laugh at, I answer. Thus I shut my eyelids tight to force the tears blurring my sights to fall out. To burn his smiling face into my eyes.
ありがとう
Thank you. Drops flow from Eel's eyes as well.
やはり感情とは不思議
As I thought, emotions are truly mysterious.
悲しみ以外の理由で涙を流せるもの
Tears can flow for reasons other than sadness, it seems.
そうか壊れる前にやっと
Just sounds like he's trying to talk to me on a walkie-talkie, but he's like well over 50 yards away and it's not working anymore. I see. Before breaking, I finally understand.
この涙とあなたとの記憶とともに
These tears together with memories of you.
言葉にならない最後に残ったこの感情こそがきっと
This might be lasting too long if I'm being honest. Can't be put into words. This final remaining, this emotion must be. Ski. Already, he probably lost self-awareness, but Ill's voice desperately stringing words together are brimming with happiness.
あの約束今私ですね
That promise, I'll fulfill it now.
最後にあなたへ伝えたい
In the end, I have something to tell you. Promise. All right. Ill finally reached it. What he promised to declare back then. The signal of our parting, that emotion. But I was the one who made him promise, wanting to teach him. So I won't say anything selfish anymore and accept his words straight on. Okay, he said I would wait after all. Tell me, Ill, with that smile on your face I like so much. Ill makes a small nod at my words, narrow his eyes, and with fading light.
この世界に生まれ落ちてあなたに出会えてよかった
I'm glad I was born into this world, and I'm glad I met you.
愛してる
I love you. Wow. That was his last song. His fingers fall limp with no string. The bow of judgment is released. The grand body of God shatters into shards of metal, and at that time, all of heavenly world calm is engulfed in a gentle light. I thought it was going to be flames, I won't lie. Just burning. Burn it down. It's all made out of metal, but we can do it. So how are we feeling? I'm just going to turn the music off because it always yells at me. I don't know. He fed us food. I remember that. Yeah. Is his the most depressing happy ending? Is he actually alive? Is he going to wake up with no memories? I'm at a loss for words. How am I feeling? I feel sad. Like, if this is how it really ends, if it's like 6 months later and he's gone, this is ridiculous. I'm angry. This isn't the happy ending. This isn't a happy at all. But then again, Candace did something similar. His ending was depressing too. I'm turning the sound down so I can't hear it either. I feel like I'm talking louder because I can hear the song playing. What the heck? That's so mean. His happy ending is dying? Is this just like Virtue Evermore? Does no one actually get a happy ending? Like, bro. This is your favorite route, Jay. This is your favorite route right here. It's ridiculous. That's depressing. This is depressing. This better be 5 seconds later. This better not be months later. This is 5 seconds later. He's actually alive. I want to see. Oh, is this the letter he hid? Oh no. To my cherished Leah. If you are reading this letter, then everything must have ended as we hoped. Please forgive me for explaining everything to you much after the fact. However, I simply couldn't bear to reveal what would happen to me to you beforehand. If I did in the end, I wouldn't want to leave your side, and I would betray my determination to oppose perpetuity. After slaying God, I will likely enter the state near death, barely something that can be called alive. However, if by chance, if of my shattered soul by some miracle even the smallest fragment remains, yeah, at that time once more, she would have had to have this letter before you guys left, just to be clear. What? She's just sitting in his room, reading this letter. The letter cuts off there. What? After all this time, I happened to visit his room to clean up, but I think I finished something. But to think I'd find something like this. It was shoved in the back of the shelf as if to hide it, so I assumed Il hadn't wanted it to be found. He must have written it to steel his determination or to caution himself. Il. Even to the very end, you're unfair. 1 year has passed since he exchanged his soul to put an end to God's Salvation's initiative. With God slain, Kelm was flung into a state of chaos. God, who had been the supreme ruler, has now disappeared, so that's only natural. In particular, the confusion of normal angels who suddenly sprouted emotions with God's death was monumental. Right now, Solitus and Epilogi, as the representatives of fallen angels and others, keep all of them in order. A world entirely dependent on God until now will likely take a long time to truly become self-reliant. During this, after slaying God, Il's emotions and soul were shattered. And afterwards, exactly as God said, this time in the truest sense, he's no more than a broken puppet lying strewn out and collapsed. With no strength, he cannot stand or sit or even raise his head on his own. In fact, he doesn't even breathe. That's dead. That's what dead sounds like. I can't hear his heartbeat. That's dead. The key that saved him before the memory server, Michael, in the tower broke along with the destruction of God. With the faintest hope, we all tried taking Il to see Titania, but I can no longer see Il's mind, she said, and could do nothing but sadly shake her head. In other words, that means his soul has been completely lost. Of course, in such a state, Il can't live any sort of decent life in the human world of Enchante. So at present, he quietly sleeps alone in the nourishing tanks in the tower facility, at least trying to restore his bodily functions. But even that is nothing more than a blind shot. It's been a year, my guys. Never again will a miracle like that occur. When God told me that back then, turns to sadness and shakes my heart. To hold back what's trying to fill my eyes, I bite my lip. I need to open the shop soon. Ooh, let's see Kororo. Is Kororo bigger? He's a year older now. Simply grieving won't change anything. If he was going to return, it would have happened already. That's fair. There's only one thing I can do. I need to work harder as the owner. Enchante, I need to protect the place he protected. And the world, apparently. Depression. Sadness. Why is that dragonfly still there? At the same time, at the summit of the tower at the center of Kelm, Solitus gazes at God's hollowed body with mixed feelings. While the slaying of God completely shattered the mechanical body, At Solatius' discretion, he ordered that at least the outer shell should be repaired to a minimum. Of course, he has no desire to restore God. He simply wishes that no one could ever exact a will for domination is allowed on Kel. It is to remain as a symbol of warning.
私も神のことを言える立場ではないか。
Did I just turn this down too much? Like he sounds so quiet. Although I'm in no position to criticize God. How many times have I repeated this line? As Solatius thinks this to himself, the presence of a familiar man appears at his back.
よう、ソリトゥス。姿が見えねえと思ったら、やっぱここにいたか。
Yo, Solatius, I thought I didn't see you around, so I figured you'd be here.
お前は暇さえありゃここで黄昏てんな。
Whenever you've got time, you always come here to mope. This fallen angel, Apolagi, is a strange man with a six-pack. We were once enemies, yet he speaks to me so casually, is what Solatius still thinks. However, he understands it's because of the personality that he's been able to prevent a fallen angel uprising to this day.
ここに来るたびに、己の罪を認識する。
When I come here, I recognize my sins.
イルファドでリ。
Il Fado Dario.
彼を友と呼んでおきながら、私は長きにわたり、どれだけむごい仕打ちをしてきたのか。
Well, I called him my friend for an uncountable length of time. I treated him with cruelty.
そりゃ、まあ事実だろうけどよ。お前だって神に接続されてた以上は操られてたんだろう。ほなら。
I'm sure it's true, but even you were connected to God and under control, right? Then
そんなものは言い訳にすらなり。
these guys need to calm
私が
down.
実行した以上は。
You were brainwashed. That's not an excuse. You literally weren't in control of your body. That's not an excuse. That's no excuse. The things I did are my own crimes. The wings of Solatius' back, in the end, never turned a fawn color and remained pure white. While he understands this is due to God being slain before he completely fell, he believes his wings are evidence of his sins. Every time he catches sight of his wings, he says this to himself.
感情が芽生え、安定した今、幾度となく自分を殺したい衝動に駆られる。
Now that my emotions have sprouted and stabilized countless times, I've had the urge to kill myself.
ソリトゥス、そいつは。
Solatius, that's... Epilogue, please.
理解している。そのような形で、己の罪から逃げることはしない。
I understand. I would never flee from my sins in a way like that.
償いにはならぬだろうが、せめてこれ以上いる。
I realized it won't serve
新た
as
な仕打ち
atonement.
はすまい。
But at the very least, I won't do anything to ill again.
いいのか。
You sure?
他の天使たちからは、抜け殻になったあいつを新しい神に据えるよう嘆願が出てる。
The other angels have sent in petitions saying to seat him as the new god, being empty.
イルが俺宛てに残した手紙にも、そうするように書いてあったろ。
The letter Il left for me also said to do that, you know.
却下する。それは、神という名の人柱だろう。
I reject that. That's merely a sacrifice guised as God.
それがたとえ、彼自身が望んだことだとしても、
Even if
私は
that
断じて申
is
しない。
what he wished, I shall never fulfill it. I don't want to speak more on the subject. Following his own heart, saying this, Solatius decides to change the subject.
イルの身体検査及びメンテナンスの予定時刻が迫っている。行くぞ。
The time approaches for Il's scheduled physical examination and maintenance. Let's go. Saying this to Epilogue, Solatius heads to the nourishing tanks where he sleeps. However, the nourishing tanks sound like something from literally Alien, by the way. Inside the nourishing tank where he should be, it was empty. Looking at the floor, there seems to be shards of broken nourishing tank.
バカな。
You're
いねえ
kidding.
だと。
He's gone.
あいつが自分で動けるはずがねえし、もしかしてあいつを神に担ぎ上げようとしてる連中にさらわれても。
He can't move on his own. Did the guys saying they wanted to make him the new god carry him off?
ってうだうだ考えても仕方ねえ。すぐさまカエルム銃を。
There's no time for thinking out. We need to search Kelm, right?
その必要はない。
There's no need for that. Epilogi looks like he'd fly off at any second, but Solitus stops him. The shards on the floor are from inside towards the outside. After seeing them thrown like this, he already had a guess.
我らへの手紙に残されていただろう。もし自分に
He also wrote
魂が一かけらでも残っていたのなら
in his letter that if even a fragment of his soul remains.
まさか。けどよ、仮にそうだとしても感情は。
But even if that's right, his emotion.
確かに完全に失われているだろう。だが忘れたのか。
They were lost completely. However, did you forget?
彼が感情を捨てたのも感情を取り戻したのも
The reason he abandoned emotions and why he regained emotions.
そのすべてはアンシャンテのマスターのためだ。
It was all for the owner of Enchante. In that case,
彼に一から感情を生み出すのもまた彼女なのだろう。
the one to recreate emotions in him from square one would be her. Unless she moved on and started dating somebody, it's been 12 months. They only knew each other for 3. And by the rules of the King of the Hill, 6 months is all it takes. She should be good. It was like any other day at Enchante. Several hours later, the customers ordered coffee and snacks depending on their mood and relaxed around this time. Unusually, today, all of the regulars had been around since morning. No, all of them but one.
あれからちょうど今日で1年か。
So today's exactly 1 year since then.
区切りがいいせいか、あの時の異常気象、展開が開けたホールのことがあちこちでまた取り上げられてるね。
Maybe because of that, the abnormal weather from then, the wormhole opened by Kelm is being covered again everywhere.
ま、規模が規模だったからね。避難勧告まで出しちゃったし、完全には情報を消しきれないよ。
The scale was huge after all, and there was an evacuation warning. It's not possible to completely cover up the information.
イルはまだ向こうで眠り続けているのだろうな。
As for Ills, he's still sleeping there. Connus, we're about to see you in another game soon, my friend. For a moment, Connus sends a consoling look in my direction, but as though saying I don't mind, I wave my hand and smile. When everyone talks about Ill with consideration, that makes me far sadder.
展開からの連絡がないということは、やはり未だ変化がないのだろう。
Seeing how the heavenly world has not sent word, things mustn't have changed.
バカだよな、あいつ。
He really is
た
an
っ
idiot.
たの3日だぞ。そんだけしか本当の意味で自由や心を得られなかったってのによ。
It was only 3 days, you know, that's all. The time he had with real freedom in his own heart.
それっぽっちで満足して、俺らに黙って、勝手にあんな終わり方を決めやがって。
Poor Ignis, aw. Being satisfied with only that and without telling me, he went off on his own and ended up like that.
そうだね。彼の人生はあまりに自由がなさすぎて。
His life was far too unfree.
それだけ、イルにとっては、このアンシャンテで得たものが大きかったんだろうね。
That just means to Ill what he gained here at Enchante was just that big. If that's true, I'd be happy, but among that, not having you here too makes me this sad, Ill. Luckily, nobody heard me say that to myself. Why? It sounded like you weren't whispering. Afterwards, a while later, in another coincidence, everyone had some business to attend. Coincidence. I knew the word, and I was like, no, I'm not saying it right. My head's not saying it. Oh, God. I'm tired. A while later, in another coincidence, everyone had some business to attend to. Oh, God. It's a reminder, my brain does fun things sometimes. Rindo's head To the GPM, everyone else needs to go back to their own world for a time. Coincidentally, to see off today's last guest, Monsieur, I stand in front of the gate. Monsieur should have totally made a move on her by now.
今日も美味しいコーヒーごちそうさま。
It should be like The Walking Dead. They should just be dating now. It's gonna be real weird when Il walks through the door. Today's coffee was delicious as always. Thanks. I'll be awaiting your visit tomorrow too. Monsieur grabs the doorknob and goes to open it, but as he says and stops for a moment.
そういえば今日裏庭にシーツ干してなかった？今日夕方から雨だったと思うけど。
By the way, didn't you hang sheets in the backyard today? I think it's supposed to rain this evening. Oh, that's right. Thanks for reminding me, Monsieur. All right, I'll go right now.
裏庭にシーツか。あの時の話を思い出しちゃうな。
Sheets in the backyard, huh? That reminds me of the story before.
あの場所とこの店がある限り、君と彼女の思い出が色あせることはないんだろうね。
She is 19 years old. Oh, actually, she's younger than that. No, I think I can't remember how old she is anymore. I can't remember her age, okay? But do not fantasize her being stuck on somebody at this age for the rest of her life. Please calm down, Monsieur. As long as this place and this shop exist, I'm sure the memories between you and her will never fade ill. He better be coming here. He could be completely necky. That's actually something that could happen right now. After hurrying into the backyard, I quickly start taking down the sheets. All right, then. The sheets used in my rooms are small, so I finished those are really easy, but... Well, the sheets used in the other room are a lot bigger. They're rather hard to handle. I struggle and manage to carry one inside, but there are still a lot more. This always reminds me of that. Certainly isn't a sad memory. It was fun, a beautiful memory. I remember back about that day. I feel like even now I could hear his singing voice. I smile and go to continue my work. A strong wind blows and the sheets block my view, a head fluttering. This could be a scene from a horror movie. In that moment, I see a gap between floating white curtains. It had to be an illusion. It looks like a hospital gown. Huh? I began to make out the illusion. As though it could fall over at any moment with staggering steps, it begins to walk towards me. The white cloth, as though making way for him, flutters open widely once again. Have I never seen his feet before? What the heck? Oh, he's got lifeless eyes again. I have to do this all over again. Before my eyes, he with white wings on his back stands quietly. It's not an illusion. Then why? How? Those questions, due to my shock, do not form into words. Ill? He simply continues to stare at my face with eyes that have lost their light. Several seconds, tens of seconds pass. Then, who? He speaks. What I wanted to hear for so long was his clear, beautiful voice, but...
あなたは誰ですか?
Who are you? That single line tells me that reality that I've been lost from his mind. Girl, that's happened before. However, I'm the owner of Enchante VOD. Feeling that him simply standing here is more than enough, I say my name with a smile.
Masu ta.
Owner. When I said my name with a smile, Il closes the distance more and stares intently at my face. Then, it really was slowly, gradually his eyes.
Masu ta.
Master.
はあ、そうだ。
Right.
私はあなたに会わなければならないと。
See you again.
ずっとひたすら あなただけを探して
So
いました。
long, I searched only for you.
なぜかはわからないけれど、
I don't know why. The light returns.
どうして私は
There's no light in those
あな
eyes.
た
You
を
lied.
探して
Why was I
いたの
searching?
でしょ
What was I searching for you? I could do the hand broken. That's because deep in my chest, part of me begs to scream. But all I can do, unable to control my overflowing heated emotions. Most likely, you had the same feelings as me. Much like ill, awkwardly, I can only answer in a somewhat childlike way. At my answer, ill tilts his head in a puzzled
う。
way.
同じ
Same.
あなたと言葉を交わすたびにこの胸に生まれる
When I speak with you, what appears in my chest?
苦しくて、でも手放したくないと思ってしまう。こんな痛みを
Is painful, but I don't want to let it go. Is it this kind of pain? Yeah, I can finally answer your confession. I like you. Why is she crying so fast? I love you too. With a gentle tone of wind, my confession reaches him. Yeah, the eyes, he's got the lights in his eyes again, finally. Right after knowing that, his absent-minded eyes swayed gently. My camera just glitched. That was weird.
今の私は
Right now, to me,
何もかもがあやふやで、自分のこともろくにわ
he's
か
like,
らな
I
い。
appreciate your feelings, but I'm not in the right place for emotional feelings at this time. Everything is hazy. I don't really even know myself.
ですが、
However,
たった今、一つだけ思い出しました。
just now I recall just one thing.
この感情に従い、何をすべきなのかを。
Following this feeling, what I should do. He's playing an Otome game. He really is. Oh, what a cute CG. He gently drew me in close. I don't resist, and our lips touch. It was different from the nervous kiss that night. As though confirming my existence, a kiss seeking all of me.
ああ、そうだ。
That's right.
このぬくもりを、あなたを。
This warmth is yours. As Il opens his heart, I see light in his eyes. The tone of his voice all returns.
私はずっと求めていた。
This is what I have always wanted. Now, as the letter he left before said, remaining in his body, a single shard of his soul does its best to gather up his scattered heart.
あなたじゃないと嫌だったんだ。
If it's not you, I couldn't stand it.
あなたに抱いたこの感情の呼び名と告げるべき言葉を。
The name of this emotion I have for you, the words I need to tell you.
私は
I
覚
remember
え
it
てい
all.
ます。マスター、
Leah,
私は
I
愛してます。あなたを愛しています。
I love you. I love you. Wow. Me too. So much PDA. I do too. I love you. Filled with only this emotion, our lips touch once again. I want to make sure that this miracle of him having returned isn't just an illusion. There we go. Let me just make out with this guy to make sure he's real. Pulsing of his life, almost as though biting into it. Then his wings begin to mix with black. That's right, the angel who fell to despair before has this time fallen in love. Oh man, I want him to get fully black wings. I just remembered. Finn! We did it! That means we're gonna get another prologue. Prologue 4. Tu fru ego iris. How? Why? He and I were supposed to be equals. He was supposed to be with me. And still, why was he the only one who was saved? What was the difference between me and him? Honest. Oh. Okay, be honest, Leah. Did you enjoy Eel's route? I did actually. His route was really good. I like him more now because I felt like he was too childish in his whole thing. I didn't think I was gonna enjoy him because I thought he was kind of too childish, but I think his route made up for that. It kind of explained his childishness, and I enjoyed it. I think he had a very good route. His route's definitely higher on routes I liked thus far, if that makes sense. Like, I like his route more than I liked hear the sound of I liked his route more than I liked Rindo's route. I didn't like Rindo's route as much. So I think he had a good route. I don't like the 1 year later. How rude. But at least he came back. Also, is this gonna be the same thing where I don't need to hang on, I'm gonna go to extras. Angel. Fallen Angel Puff Pancakes. Do I have all the pictures? 35 out of 35. I don't even need to get bad endings to get that last photo. To be fair, I'm completely CG oriented. If I don't need to get the bad ending, I kind of don't feel like I want to. So it's the same thing with the last one. I didn't get the bad ending. I can kind of guess what happens. We lose. At least he came back. If he doesn't, I'll remake him. That's concerning. What is that little frog with a branch? Oh, it's an olive. Oh my goodness. It's an olive branch. Oh, I didn't think of it. Well, anyways, we finished Eel's route, which means tomorrow I'm going to go to Bestia. I'm going to be hanging out with Iganus. We're going to see how his route goes. And I don't have plans tomorrow, so if I start on time and don't deviate, I should be able to play through his entire route tomorrow. Not sure I'll get to miss yours this week, but if I don't get to this week, then I'll do his next week on Tuesday, which is the 30th, which would still be this month, so. But we'll see how I feel. Bye, Jay. Thank you for hanging out with me today. I'm so happy you got Sympathy's Kiss. And for everyone else watching, if you're watching this on YouTube, you can see up my recent videos on Twitch. I stream about 3 times a week there. If you're watching this on YouTube, please visit me. Have fun. We like to have fun on Twitch. And if you're on Twitch and you want to see my other videos, I upload all my VODs onto YouTube. We just finished Winter's Wish. We are now officially uploading Cafe Enchante because I was kind of behind. So Cafe Enchante just now started uploading onto YouTube. I also had someone leave their final thoughts on Winter's Wish very recently, and they had very good thoughts on the whole game. So I'm looking forward to that. Also, I'm working on my script to do reviews, so please look forward to that. I'm hoping to have something up next month, but I'm so slow. Thank you. Have a lovely day. Bye. Bye.